Official timeout and 5 minutes. Official timeout and 5 minutes.
Good evening and welcome to the coverage on day 6 of the IBSA Blind Football European Championships 2017 right here in Berlin, and it's big game time. Coming up, England are taking on Germany, and for once it's not England that have to win to survive in a European competition. This time it's the home nation, Germany. It's win or out. Welcome to the coverage here of this 2017 Championships from Berlin. My name's Alan March, alongside me Peter Selby, our match day commentary. We just said it right at the beginning there, Pete. It's a huge, huge game for the hosts.
It's a huge game for the hosts, and there's plenty of people here to win this. They need a point, they need a win, but they're playing against a team who are absolutely flying. England 3 from 3. And they're shooting plenty of goals as well. They're scoring plenty. They are the informed team in this tournament. And, well, Germany, they're up against it. But, again, they just need a point to go through. OK, for now, let's take a look at the group table just for a couple of moments. As you can see, England on 9. It's all been very comfortable so far. Not a goal conceded and 19 in the plus column. As for France, that victory earlier, 7-0 against Italy, leaves them in second. Germany will go through on a draw, but you fancy they will have to try and win this from the offset. OK, we'll take a look at the results of these two teams so far in this competition. Italy beaten Germany by 2-0. France then 2-1, and then Romania easy 4-1. That defeat against France has really put the predicament onto this Germany team. Now, before we talk too much more about this game, we've been joined by England's physio since 2009. This is Matt Jones. Thank you very much for joining us.
You're welcome, no problem.
How are the team? You're the physio, you should know better than anybody else here. How are they condition-wise?
Physically, very good. Mentally, very good. We had a difficult day after the Romania fixture, where we lost one of our key players, Owen Bainbridge, to injury, and Owen's gone back to have the treatment he needs. But the rest of us, we're in great shape.
Now, the majority of people who are watching this broadcast will be more familiar with the 11-a-side game. How does preparation for a European Championships for blind footballers differ to their 11-a-side counterparts? And also, what are the more common injuries that you get being a blind footballer?
To answer your first point, there's no difference. We'll prepare the same way as any England side will prepare. Okay, so we're quite fortunate. We have the FA supporting us. And we have a man called Adrian Sain, who leads our sports science division, who makes sure that the lads are perfectly fit. And fortunately for me, that enables me to sort of make my job easier. So the fitter the players are with the strength and conditioning programmes, the less likely we are to pick up injuries when we actually come to these events. The second question, what was the second question?
The more common injuries that a blind footballer would get compared to their 11-a-side counterparts.
Yeah, there's a big difference with that. A lot of maxillofacial trauma, okay, so facial impacts from high energy impacts to the head, and we tend to get some ankle sprains along the way, but in general we don't get too many bad serious injuries.
We often have to ask the party line questions, but here's a personal one. Can England win this tournament?
Without a doubt, yes, but you speak to any of our players and staff, I'm England's #1 fan, so I'm not going to say anything different, but through the tournament, I mean, it's probably a bit of a cliche, and you've heard it from our other players. In 2015, we may look ahead of ourselves a bit too early. No chance this time.
There you go. The physio says we're doing it all the way. Let's take a look at some of the highlights and indeed the goals that have got us to this situation. England against France. And I don't think anybody, Pete, expected England to absolutely rout France, especially after what we've seen in the early stages.
Not at all. I think England were going into this game as the favourites, but absolutely smashing a French team who have then gone on and put 7 past Italy. Just shows you England scoring 7 against France was a really, really good victory. And again, plenty of goals. And it's got the attention of many people back home, especially number 9, Roy Turnham, who has been a star for England over the years. coming in from athletics background, and well, he's really caught the attention of many people watching this broadcast back home, and they'll be cheering him on once again. But a really good victory for England. They've yet to concede as well, so yes, scoring plenty of goals, but well, scoring plenty at the other end. A 6-0 victory against Romania, 7-0 victory against France, and a 6-0 victory against Italy. And well, Germany, they've had a slightly different run of things. They've had obviously a bit of pressure on from their home crowd, but England not only scoring plenty, but scoring from many different angles, many different types of goal, running from deep, but also scoring a few scrappy goals as well. And the key thing for England, anyone can score. They've got plenty of players on that top goal scorer list.
Yeah, you've got Turnham with 5, Williams with 5, Coleman and English with 4 apiece. But let's take a look at the home nation now. They have every opportunity to go through here. As we've been saying, the draw or the win, but they would love, how deep they would love a victory against England on home soil in the group stages, just to make sure. And I'll tell you now, you might be able to hear it behind us here in the studio, but Pete, it's filling up here.
It's filling up here. They're queuing around the block to get in. They got off to a winning start, did Germany, a 2-0 victory against Italy. A couple of really good goals, Tommy Coutinho scoring, also Tonzing as well. This game was interrupted by a really huge thunderstorm, so they had to come back the next day. Then there was the upset. They were defeated by France by 2-1. Here you can see number 7, Tommy Coutinho, one of his 2 goals of the tournament. Again, similar to England, any player can score on the German side. Currently their top goal scorer, Ali Champechas, interestingly, he's actually off on the bench. He's not going to start this game. There are rolling substitutions, so he can come on at any time. There's captain Alexander Fangman, who's got that 1 goal so far. But Ali Champechas, he did go off in his last game with an ice pack on his knee. He's been out for a year. He's been battling fitness to get back for these championships. He is on the bench, but how fit he will be, not entirely sure. We'll have to wait to find out and see if he actually gets onto the field.
So with Pechas with 3 and Fangman has a couple of goals as well. It is all about how the firepower for Germany is in front of that England goal that hasn't conceded yet, Pete. It hasn't been penetrated, and so far England's team performances have changed a lot of people's minds. You came here thinking that Turkey, after that Rio 2016 performance, Pete, they were the team to beat. Spain, they're up next. They've got to get past Turkey themselves. Russia look really good, very compact. They're not conceding many goals as well, but England have literally opened people's eyes here and gone, do you know what? We feel like it's ours. You heard there from Matt Jones a couple of moments ago, the physio. He personally believes this is their time.
All the big boys were in Group B before the tournament. I think the biggest boys turned up in Group A. England have not conceded. They've scored 19 goals in this competition. They're the team to beat.
A big thank you to anybody who's out there watching it, whether you're watching it via Facebook, whether you're watching it via YouTube. Well over 1 million people tuned in the other night to watch that England victory against France. Get yourself settled. It's never a dull game whenever it's England versus Germany. We're here in Berlin. This is the site of an old railway station. You can see the entrance that still exists right outside. It's game day 6. It's match number 3 as we hand over to our commentary team. England take on Germany. This is Jonathan Bell and Peter Selby.
Thank you very much, Alan. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Berlin. Absolutely drenched in gorgeous sunshine here in the German capital as England are soon to be locking horns with their European nemesis, Germany. A lot of history going back all the way, of course, to 1966 and all that. But this time around, it's 2017 and the European Blind Football Championships. England are already home and dry in this competition. They will be in tomorrow's semi-finals. Who they will face is all down to tonight's game against Spain and Turkey in Group B. But in Group A, Germany still have work to do. A point, and they will be here to fight another day in this competition. The two teams being led out by the officials, who are Attila Balin and Mikael Pico as well. England in their white shirts, white shorts and white socks, being led out by their goalkeeper Dylan Malpass in a luminous green jersey. luminous green shorts and luminous green socks as well. The German goalkeeper is Sebastian Themmel in his dark green jersey with sleeves rolled up to his elbows, dark green shorts and dark green socks. Both sides stand either side of the halfway line as we await the two national anthems of the respective teams involved. It's a sellout here in Berlin, 1,000 people expected to turn out for this one. It is an absolute crunch affair. But let's go down to the national anthems now, starting off with England. 3 wins from 3 going into this. Can they continue with their 100% record?
Und lassen Sie uns alle gemeinsam zunächst die deutsche Nationalhymne singen. Deutsche Vaterland, danach lasst uns alle streben, brüderlich mit Herz und Hand, Einigkeit und Recht und Freiheit sind des Glückes Unterpfand. Blühen Glanzen dieses Glückes, Blühe deutsches Vaterland. Blühen Glanzen dieses Glückes, Blühe deutsches And now national anthem, England. God save our gracious Queen, long live our noble Queen. God save our Queen. Send her victorious, happy and glorious, long to reign over us. God save our Queen.
Both sides absolutely pumped for this one then, the crowd are as well, and as are France. Of course, if Germany fail to avoid defeat today, then it will be France going through to the semi-finals instead of the home nation. Let's find out then how the two teams line up, starting off with England. The 3 lines, of course, with a 100% record going into this game after 3 thumping wins against Romania, France and Italy. Roy Turnham, after his hat-trick against Italy last night, gets a starting berth up front. Brandon Coleman, with 2 goals to his name, starts with the number 7 jersey. Robin Williams is the England captain, the number 6, with Dylan Malpas starting in goal, replacing Dan James.
And for Germany, who again need just a point to go through, Sebastian Themmel is in goal. Number 3, Jonathan Tonsing, 1 goal to his name in this tournament. Rasmus Nyers, number 5, the youngster from FC St. Pauli, takes his place in midfield. Tammy Kuting, number 7, he's got a couple of goals in this tournament, and the captain, Alexander Fangman, number 10, in the starting lineup. Big question marks over, well, Ali Champektas not in the starting lineup. Number 9, Ali Champektas has been out for a year with a serious knee injury. He's fought back to fitness. He's been a star for Germany in his championships with 3 goals, but he left the field with an ice pack on his knee after the previous game. How fit is he? Well, we'll wait and find out and see if he makes an appearance on the field of play. The pitch here is bathed in fantastic summer sunshine here in the centre of Berlin. As you heard Alan say earlier, we're on the site of an old train station. It makes a fantastic amphitheatre, and we're in walking distance of all the famous sights of Berlin. There's the group. England already qualified for the last stages of the tournament through to the semi-finals. As you can see, France are 1 place above Germany and 1 point better off, but Germany have a 3-goal better record, so that basically equates to the fact that Germany just need a point. A draw will be good enough for Germany to go through, or a victory, but for England, they're safely through as group winners. It would take some scoreline for that to change, and then they will go through to the semi-finals. Now it's all to play for in Group B as well. After this, it's an absolutely mouth-watering clash as well between Spain and Turkey, two of the top teams in world blind football, let alone European blind football, and both of them going for a one starting place or one finishing place in second, behind the likes of Russia in Group B. And there are the two officials, Attila Blant of Romania and Michael Peak of Belgium. He's one of the top officials in the world, Michael Peak, and I was talking to him earlier and he was looking forward to officiating in front of a big crowd, and that's what we've got here in Berlin. Two captains come forward. Let's listen into the toss.
Yellow. You can stay here. We have the ball.
So Germany will get the kick-off then. England winning the toss and electing to stay where they are. And there's a team huddle going off on the far side as well, with England coach John Pugh. As I say, England in all white here today. And John Pugh's criticism of England after the Euro 2015 championships in England was that the players were not psychologically fit enough to be able to progress into the latter stages of a tournament like a Turkey, like a Spain, like a Russia. But he says there's something different about his team this time around, and that has certainly been evident from the 3 games we have had so far in the group stages. As for Germany, they're in their chain strip for this one of black and red hoops. It's a very daunting kit, I have to say, with the black shorts and the black socks as well. And the Germans will be kicking off in this first half from right to left, and standing over the ball will be Taimi Kutig and also Jonathan Tongzing as well. Of course, those two have already been on the score sheet so far this week for Germany, and they'll expect something a bit more special today as well to be required in order to overcome this England defence that have not yet been breached. The two officials just checking the blindfolds of both sets of players. The crowd here expectant and hopeful of a Germany draw at least, but of course they would love to put on a victory for the home crowd. A game with so much history towards it, not just in blind football, but in all forms of football as well. Who will win in this latest chapter of this history book between England and Germany? We are just moments away from finding out. The two sets of officials shaking hands with both dugouts. The coach for Germany is Ulrich Versterer in the red tracksuit top and black tracksuit bottoms. England in all navy blue on the sideline. John Pugh as well with a baseball cap on today due to the sunshine here in the German capital, and lots of fans being used in the crowd as well, hand fans, just to cool everybody down, because it really is that hot here. Will the football be as blistering? We are moments away from discovering who will come out on top between Germany and England. We are away with Germany kicking from right to left in this first half. Kutig immediately plays the ball to the right, and Tongzing is battling away with Roy Turnham in a deep position on the England left. Turnham goes down and he rolls on the floor with Tongzing on top of him. Both get to their feet. Tongzing still has possession. The man in the light green trainers tries to get towards the byline. At the moment he has his back towards it, and he's facing Fangman. He just rolls it back to the German captain. He plonks one into the near corner. It goes out, England ball.
Yeah, England goal kick, and it'll be taken by Dylan Malpass, who is making his first start for England in these championships. Long throw down the right-hand side to try and find Robin Williams, who enters the D. He just runs into a wall of German defenders, and they try and clear their lines. And they're taking their time. Across comes Williams to try and put a bit of pressure on the German defence. It's rolled out to the right, and here goes the captain, Fangman, Alexander Fangman, inside his own half by the kickboard. Lovely back heel away from Roy Turnham, over the halfway line. Roy's back though for England and gets the ball, and now he's going to turn on the afterburner down that left-hand kickboard, but a tackle by Fangman. Going to ground is Roy Turnham, and that's a bad foul. He's holding his left hand. Here's Roy Turnham. He's going back to the halfway line. Looks like he's landed awkwardly on his hand. But it's a first foul, and we'll be giving out the the basic rules of blind football. You can see on the replay, Roy Turnham, bad foul there by Alexander Fanman. He landed awkwardly on his hand, and he's going to carry on. He's going over to take this free kick on that left-hand kickboard. Now, we'll go through some of the basic rules. If you're new to blind football, in the first few minutes, you're allowed 5 team fouls per half, and you can see just below the scores there are 5 circles. You can see there's automatically a cross already under Germany. Here goes Robin Williams on the left. Good tackle this time by Alexander Fangman, and he plays it down the right, looking for number 3, Tonzing. He can't pick that up, and it goes out for a goal kick. Yes, you're allowed 5 per half, any more than 5, and it will result in an 8-metre penalty kick. So 1 already for Germany, and they'll have to watch out for those because they can really tally up early on. Keren Seal plays it from the heart of his defence down the left out of play for a goal kick. Now the football they're using is a size 4 football, so 1 size smaller than a regular 11-a-side football. Good interception by Turnham on the left, over the halfway line, coming down the centre, across the broken line, collides with a German defender and gets a free kick to England in a central position. And again, the referee, what they do is they go to the halfway line and they turn to the officials' tent on the far side from our position, and then they explain why they've given the specific foul. And again, that foul was because Voy wasn't shouted. All the players on the field, they have to shout Voy, and if they do not shout Voy, then they can be given a foul against them. Voy basically means I am here. So if I'm running with the ball and I don't shout Voy and I collide with an opponent, then myself, I've given away a foul because I've not let the opposition and my teammates know where I am. It's a safety feature and it's part of blind football. This free kick in a very dangerous position, a 4-man wall, slightly to the left of centre, and he's going to be standing over the ball. Number 7, Brandon Coleman, 4 goals to his name. England have shared the goals around. Number 6 behind him is Robin Williams with 5. But it looks like Robin Williams is just going to roll the ball forward. The coach behind the goal just tapping the posts to give the players an indication exactly where they are on the field. And they are 9 metres from goal. Dead centre. Here goes Coleman on the right, right-footed into the back of the net, buries it low past the goalkeeper's right-hand side. It's a goal for England, and after 1 minute and 35 seconds, England, who have set this competition alight, lead Germany by 1-0.
And that is Brandon Coleman's 5th goal of the tournament as well. A fantastic set piece from England. Just a little roll forward from Robin Williams gave Brandon Coleman the perfect opportunity to shift it on his right foot from the edge of the area and hit it into the bottom right corner of Sebastian Themmel's net. One criticism I'd have of the German wall, all 4 defenders were in it, so there was no one to run out to Coleman when he got possession there, when he got the ball, and to strike it into the bottom corner. It was pretty comfortable for him in the end, and England lead by 1-0. The home crowd absolutely stunned. So Germany starting from the back, shooting from right to left from the kick. Kutig dribbling forward towards the left-hand side, checks inside of Williams, but then collides into Seal, just diverts the ball to the far side. Tonzing manages to get away from Turnham in a central position now. He's got 2 or 3 white shirts swarming around him, and Tonzing goes for a left-footed shot, saved high by Dylan Malpass, and importantly manages to keep 2 hands on the ball as well. Rolls it a few yards in front of him for Seal, who turns on the edge of the broken line. Central position, comes towards the near side, the right now, just slowly keeping possession and making sure he doesn't give away the ball. Down the right-hand side it goes. Williams tries to outstrength this man, gets to the right corner of the box. He's got 3 defenders behind him, and he's got his back to goal as well. He tries to turn away from one of them. He's forced to ground by Kutig. Kutig managed to get up well and clear it away at the first attempt. Came back off Williams, squirted through, and now it's Sebastian Themmel's ball.
Yeah, Themmel rolls it out to his left-hand side, where he's got number 7, that's Kuting. And Kuting switches play from the left over the halfway line to the right, and Turnham is back there for England. Turnham tries to turn his man. And that's Tonzing all over his back. He's backed by his own corner flag now, and Turnham just keeps it. He's on the byline himself and then just pushes it out. So it's going to be a corner to Germany. And just wondering how the players know where the football is. Well, it does make a rattling sound because there's ball bearings inside a tin UFO-shaped object inside the ball. It's on the inside and taped to the side, so it doesn't rattle around that way. But the ball bearings make kind of a baby's rattle noise is what I like to describe it as, and that's what they're listening for. So basically that's why there's silence throughout the game, and when the crowd get a bit excited, they're told to be quiet. They can give a round of applause when the ball goes out. Anyway, corner to Germany on the right, played back by Tonzing, And it's snuffed out by the England defence, and Robin Williams goes up to the halfway line. Good tackle by Thompson, gets the ball back for Germany, and he leads a pile forward, which results in a free kick. And it was almost like a kind of a rugby maul there, where he was at the front and he was being pushed from behind by his teammates. And it's going to be a free kick on the broken line. Now, these broken lines that we've been discussing, myself and Jonathan, in the commentary box, basically split the pitch into three. So into thirds, and you've got the attacking third, the midfield third, and the defensive third, and a broken line splits that pitch up. So it's nice and easy for audio description. There is a penalty D, which is 6 metres from goal, and the goalkeeper is in a 2-metre goalkeeping square. The goalkeeper cannot come out of that square. And of course the goalkeeper is fully sighted and acts as a coach for the defenders, so he can tell them exactly where to go and what to do and who's around them. Now this free kick, incidentally, if the goalkeeper does come out of that goalkeeping square, it is a penalty. It's Tonsing and Cooting. The referee blows his whistle, and Keren Seal just jumped the gun there. Normally, obviously, if the player just tapped it and the other player takes it on, then Keren Seal will be okay, but just being given a bit of a talking to by the referee here. So England 1 goal up, and remember, Germany, they do need at least a point here. So a draw for Germany will get them through to the final stages. England already qualified. Shot from distance, hits the post. The right hand upright is still shaking, comes back out to the halfway line. Dylan Malpass, I think, in goal for England. Thought it was going wide, didn't make an attempt. And into the area comes Fangman, misses his first kick. It drifts out for a goal kick to England. And it's a let-off for the 3 lines there. And we can see a lovely replay on our screens if you're watching this back home. And you can see it was a cracking effort by Tammy Cooting. Substitution for England in the meantime. And well, it hits Malpass on the head, and then it goes into the post. Let's see another replay. So a shot from a central position. It hit the post, hit Dylan Malpass on the head, and then comes out of the penalty D. Absolutely remarkable.
Substitution for England. Roy Turnham's gone on and off, and straight away gone to the physio, Matt Jones, to look at that left-handed. Of course, he suffered a bad fall earlier on. He's been replaced by Danny English. So England there with a bit of a scare and managing to get away with it. Fangman on the right corner of his own area, taking the ball away. He actually hit it with a standing leg rather than leg. He swung towards it, so it goes inadvertently towards halfway. Tonsing battling with English. English, though, straight into the game and already on the marauding run down the left-hand side, keeping the ball close to his feet as he comes towards the left corner of the area, facing the 3 German defenders. Then has to turn a little bit as he lost the ball momentarily. Turns into Nayez there, a clash of the Titans at the back, but coming away with the ball eventually is Cooting down the left. Midway inside his own half on the left-hand side. No one in a white shirt around him, so he's allowed to approach the halfway line, skips past Williams, and then Coleman misses his kick as well, so Cooting almost squirmed through there momentarily, but Williams could get back on the edge of his own area to mop up and just dribble the ball away. England have to be careful here just to get the ball clear, and Williams just kicks it down the left-hand side. There may be no England players in the opposing half, but he has to just get rid of it and concede the goalkeeper's ball, and Sleech will take in goal. Bowled out towards the left-hand side, and Cooting has it midway inside his own half, just squares it towards the right, and Fangman just in front of him as it plonks on halfway after a rebound off the kickboard, and English picks up the loose ball left-hand side, darts into the opposing third, gets towards the byline here. It took a deflection last off Nares, did it? No, it didn't, so Sleech will start from the back for Germany, kick from right to left.
Yeah, throws down the right-hand side. It needs to bounce once inside their own half from the goalkeeping throws. That's why they're not booming down to the other end of the field. That's a simple decision for the referee, a trip on Keren Seal just outside the German third, and it's going to be an England free kick from just inside the kickboard. The 2 kickboards on the side of the field, they're slightly leaning away from the player, so when they do collide with them, then it is a little bit easier than if they were 90 degrees vertical, but they are quite tall as well. I know for me it'll be around about head height, but for these athletes, they use them, they can pass the ball down them as you would do maybe in a sports hall if you played 5-a-side football before. Same kind of tactic, and the goalkeepers can throw the ball down the side, but again, it just needs to bounce once inside their own half. Free kick to England, 3 team fouls already for Germany. They're only allowed 5 in each half. Here goes Robin Williams to the right of the D, goes to ground, nothing given. Ball still live in that German D, and it runs out for a corner to England. You're only allowed 5, and again, if you've committed 5 fouls, so are given against the team, they can be given personal fouls that don't go against the team. But once you've reached 5 and you commit another in that first half, they get wiped off for the second half, and it will be an 8-metre penalty kick from just outside of the D. So England, you can see behind the goal away to our left, that's a concert venue behind one end, and then we've got the ruins of a railway station behind another, real picturesque area of Berlin. Taken by Karen Seal, makes a banana run around to the centre area of the D and just loses control, runs out for a goal kick. But England leading by that goal to 0, and well, getting away with one when that shot hit the post and then hit the goalkeeper on the head and came back out. A remarkable shot by the German number 3, Jonathan Tonsing, who's the top goal scorer in the Bundesliga last year. Good run down the left by Kuting. Kuting goes into the area and nothing given. He runs out for a goal kick, and it looks like there's a bit of a collision. He's holding his right knee as well, and they don't want any more knee injuries, do Germany? They've already got Ali Pettas on the bench, the top goal scorer for Germany in 4 of the last 5 Bundesliga blind football seasons. Collision of knees there with Brandon Coleman. And he's been out for a year as Ali Pettas. He's been playing, but he had a knee injury in the last game and hobbled off with ice on it. Long throw down the England right. Good control by English, but down by the corner. Of course, they have guides behind the goal. One coach who's telling them exactly what to do inside the final third. So he told him, look, you need to put your foot on the ball because you're on the byline. Switch play by Germany from the right to the left. Across the halfway lines, intercepted by Dan English. And here he goes again, down the right, stops on the broken line. Just gets the ball under control again. So on the England right, which is on our near side, he tries to square the ball. That just comes off a German leg and will be another England corner. So England shooting from left to right from our vantage point here, way up in the main stand in the all-white strip. And then you've got the red and black horizontal stripes of Germany in their chain strip from right to left, and it's a packed crowd here under the sun in Berlin. It is the final stages of the group stage of this IBSA Blind Football European Championships. Germany need a point to qualify. A win obviously would then take them through. England, well, they've qualified with ease so far, scoring plenty of goals. There's Roy Turnham on the bench, and he's injured his hand early on, falling awkwardly. Corner comes to nothing, and it will be a goal kick once again for Germany.
Yeah, Roy Turnham with a white bandage round his left hand there, and hopefully we will see him again in this game, but I'm not too sure we will. Kuting midway inside his own half, plays it square towards the right-hand side, just over halfway now is Fangman, the number 10, turns, tries to get past Williams. Williams comes on the scene, but England are rattled here. They may have got an early goal, but it's certainly not going all their own way, especially after Germany rattled the post. English battles for the ball on halfway, the near side against Kuting. They're still scurrying along just inside the German half. Kuting has to backtrack towards his own goal a bit before clearing it diagonally low towards the right-hand side. Tongzik gets it over the halfway line, midway inside the England half, tight to the right-hand side, dribbling his way laterally in field, then goes back on the outside of Williams again. England with everyone back in their final third here as Tongzik goes on his left foot, shoots low off Coleman's shins, out towards the left. Kuting supporting Tongzik here, and he gets it on the left, midway inside the England half, tight towards the kickboard, comes inside, onto the right foot, goes for a shot, low, wide of the right-hand post of Dylan Malpas's net, and it comfortably goes out for an England ball. At the back, Malpas will throw it, just bowls it gently with 2 hands towards the left, and Williams, midway inside his own half, left-hand side, slowly dribbles up towards halfway, gets past Tongzik, is in a central position now, goes back out towards the left, clashes on Fangman. The referee just blows his whistle anyway. I'm not sure if it would have been a foul against Fangman or the referee just wants to stop to just make sure that both players are okay. If there was no voy called there by Fangman, voy is Spanish for I am here, that is the main call made by blind footballers so that the opposition and teammates as well know where the ball is. If voy wasn't called, then it would be a free kick to the offender. However, it's just a handshake between Williams and Fangman midway inside the Germany half, and I think this will just be a contested bounce ball between Williams and Fangman, and the referee will get us underway just like that. So 7 minutes gone, England leading by 1-0 here against Germany in a game that the home nation must get something from, even if it's just a point. The ball will be bounced on the broken line, on the edge of the German defensive area. Williams comes out on top and has it coming in from the left-hand side. Clatters into Tonsing. The ball just runs free towards the near side, the German left, just inside their own half. Kuting comes inside and plays a square ball towards the other side of the field, and Tonsing just over the halfway line, the number 3, battling away now with Kerin Seal on the German right, gets towards the byline, cuts back, tries to arc his run a little bit before going back out to the right again. Waltzing around is Tonzing, but Seal's having none of it and eventually sticks a big right leg in there to try and win possession back. Tonzing now on the broken line, he's forced back, he then plays it towards the near side, the German left. There's no one there in a red and black hoop shirt, and Seal just lets the ball roll behind, and it'll be Malpas's ball for England.
Yeah, the time stops every time there is an incident, so the ball goes out of play, or there's a substitution, or there's maybe a foul, then the time will stop, and then it will restart again, as it is doing, and there's 20 minutes per half. Long ball downfield, intercepted by Fangman, the captain of Germany. Just leaves it on his left for his number 7, Tammy Kuting. Kuting loses out to English. Down the right he goes, using that kickboard well, and then Kuting, no, very tenacious though in the tackle, just puts it down towards the halfway line, goes back to his own broken line, switches play from the left to the right, and Tonzing will do well to keep that from going down the play. He can't, and it's going to be another restart, this time for Dylan Malpas of England. A round of applause ripples around this packed stadium here in Berlin. Long throw by Malpas, just bounces inside his own half. He's trying to find the big number 5 for England, and that is Dan English. Dan English has got 2 defenders with him. He'll do well to try and wrestle the ball off them. Here goes Kuting over halfway down the left. Stops on halfway. On his back, he's got Kerin Seal. So he has to go back inside his own half. Now he tries to switch again from the left over to the German right. This time there's less power on the ball, so it might be kept in by Tonzing. It is inside the D, right-hand side. Danger for England, but Tonzing is tackled well by Brandon Coleman, and Coleman can lead it out for England up to his own broken line. He's just being tackled again by Tonzing on the edge of his own D. Now Kerin Seal takes over on the England right, and he can either try and turn his men and clear it, or he's going to bring it out himself. He's going to do it himself down the right in front of our commentary position. He's just momentarily trapped against the kickboard. He can use it for a bit of leverage, the kickboard, but the referees can call it a foul if he's backing too far back into the opponent player. In the end, they decide just to get rid and knock it down into German territory. Fangman is dispossessed by Robin Williams on the left-hand side, who can't keep it from rolling out of play, but it goes out for another goal kick, this time to Germany. And this is a sight that England fans will enjoy, the return of Roy Turnham onto the field. So that hand injury is obviously not bothering him too much. He's going to replace Robin Williams onto the field. So England's number 9, there is a bandage on his left hand, and I think he's just having a quick chat with the referee as well, saying, yeah, I'm fine, it may be a bit sore, but I'm fine. I think he might have a bit of problem playing the guitar later on, but currently his hand in bandage, so he might just be singing today rather than playing any instruments. But he's on the field for England. Many people who are watching the stream in their win against France, over 1 million people, as the deflected clearance goes into the hands of the German goalkeeper. We're saying about that number 9, get him in the 11-a-side team, was many of the comments. Germany play it down the left. That's a wasteful ball though, and out of play for an England goal kick.
And Alin-Chan Pektas has also come onto the field as well for Germany, which is a good sight for the home fans. He got an injury last night in the 4-1 win against Romania after scoring a hat-trick, and it looked as if it may be an aggravation of the knee injury that kept him out for the 12 months before these championships. But gladfully for the Germans, that is not the case. Corner for England, near side the right. Deflection came off Rasmus Nares. It seemed like a harmless ball forward, but he was not able to respond to the ball quick enough. Nares and control it, so it came over his foot and out of play to the near side for an England set piece. Roy Turnham is the first to go across, the England number 9, and Brandon Coleman, much taller than Roy Turnham, will also come across and assist the taking of this kick. Near side the England right then. Coleman stood behind Turnham, so Coleman will just lay it forward for Turnham to try and run. He tries to go along the byline, does Turnham. He take the shortcut, if you like. He's blocked immediately by a German defender. It goes back out of play to the near side, and another England corner. And again, Coleman stood behind Turnham is the formation here for this kick. Seal's not too far away from the edge of the area on the far side either, but Turnham looks to go alone towards the corner of the area. Well won by Fangman towards the halfway line. He then prods it backwards for Alin-Chan Pektas, who takes control of the ball near the far kickboard, turns past Coleman, then stops it on halfway, rolls back in field again, and then pokes it towards this left-hand side now. And Kutig He's got Turnham in his back. Kuting turns away from him, facing the goal. Charges past one. English manages to get a very vital touch on it on the edge of his own area there. The last man back pushes it towards the far side and gets England going on the counter as well. English all in one down the left side of the area. A real chance for English. He drills it wide with the left foot just past the right-hand post of Sebastian Themel's net. That would have been Danny English's 5th goal of the Championships had he managed to get that one on target, but just wide of the upright. The throwing is taken towards the right-hand side, and Fangman, the Germany captain, comes up towards the halfway line, stops, then continues his run again. Coleman's in his back, and that actually sets the ball going even better for Fangman down the left side of the area. Real chance, tight angle, tries to slide in to keep the ball in play. Out it goes. Dylan Malpass will restart things from England.
Yeah, at the moment it's appearing that England will be doubling their lead rather than Germany getting back into the game. We've got 9 minutes to go in this first half. England leading by 1-0. Just a reminder, England already qualified for the semi-finals. Germany need a draw at least to get through. Good stop on the halfway line by Kuting. He's having a mazy dribble now into the England third. Chance for a right-footed shot from an angle, goes wide. Hit it straight instead of across. Dylan Malpass, and he went wide by a couple of yards. Remember, there's a coach behind the goals as well, and they'll be telling the strikers exactly what to do when they get into that final third. English with the ball on the right of his D, squares it over to the left for Karen Seal, knocks it downfield looking for Roy Turnham, and that's just going to run straight out for a German restart. They've got 3 crosses below the German flag on the scoreboard. England have got 1. Their team fouls, you'll add 5 in each half. More on that if there's any given. It's down by the England left corner and just being dragged back out of play by Brandon Coleman accidentally, trying to get the ball under control, and it's going to be a German corner. A German player has just left. Well, his headgear just fell off. There we are. Number 9, Ali Champechas, who, like Jonathan said, left the field of play in their previous encounter when they were successful over Romania. He left with an ice pack on his knee, but he's on the field and he looks like he's up to full speed. Here he goes from the corner back towards the halfway line. It's quite a common tactic, and then they can start a run towards goal, but he's gone back inside his own half, so he's got 4 England players to beat, and they're all in pretty much a straight line in front of him. Ball down the right to try and find Fangman, but straight away Dan English, the big tall centre half for England, although he does like to rampage forward, more of a midfielder, just clears the England lines. Karen Seal can't track the run of Kuting, who goes past one, past another, and scuffs his shot wide, left-hand post. Good run there by Tammy Kuting, but again, another shot that went wide, and a timeout has been called for England. And one theme of England, of their play, is that all the players for England can play in every single position. So let's just say Roy Turnham just goes on a mazy dribble down the left, then everyone else knows where they're meant to be. Maybe it could be Dan English does the same, and then Roy Turnham would then drop back into defence. They all can score goals, they all can defend, and it's why England so far in these championships are proven to be very successful indeed.
Definitely, but this is certainly the toughest game that England have had so far in these group stages. Germany putting up a very firm fight indeed, and these mazy runs from players like Tammy Kuting, exactly the reason why this has not all been plain sailing so far for John Pugh's men. Germany do have quite a potent threat, and of course backed by the home support as well. They are definitely a team to be feared in the remainder of the tournament, should they manage to progress. Of course, Germany need to score in this game. It's as simple as that now. Now England have opened the scoring through that strike from Brandon Coleman in the first 5 minutes or so. It is clear, no goals for Germany, no progress to the semi-finals.
If you have any questions on the sport of blind football, then follow us on Twitter at Euro 2017 Berlin. And many people back home I know have been saying it's great because when I'm at work I can check Twitter and see all the goals go in, and also I can then find out where teams are in their respective leagues and who's going to qualify, who's going to play who. And also we've got goal clips as well. If you've got any questions on the sport of blind football, then please send them to us again via Twitter. Use the hashtag #TheSoundOfFootball. Hashtag #TheSoundOfFootball. Tell us who you're supporting, who you're watching, where you're watching from, and again, any questions, and we'll try and do our best to answer them on commentary. Good ball downfield, can't control Brandon Coleman, just put his foot slightly too high, waiting for the size 4 football to come towards him, and it just crept under his boot. This time though for Germany down the left, well controlled by Alican Petchach into the centre circle, but he's being tracked by his opposite number, and that's Roy Turnham over on the left for Cooting, turns away from Turnham, now he starts a run from the halfway, runs straight into Brandon Coleman, who does very well in defence for England. It's still inside their own third, but now there's plenty of room for Dan English to march into. There's only one player back so far for Germany. He's on the edge of the D, pushes them over, and the collision is deemed accidental. Shot on goal is well saved by the goalkeeper. It was a snapshot with his left foot by Dan English. Goalkeeper did well and leapt to his left-hand side. Here we can see Dan English on the replay. It's going to be a corner to England. Just managed to get the ball under control on the edge of the D, and then took everyone by surprise, really, by just pulling the trigger. And, well, the goalkeeper, lovely reaction save there with his left forearm, actually, parrying it around the post. Like I said, these goalkeepers, they act as coaches as well to their defenders. Very important member of the team. England with Dylan Mountpass in goal, actually. The goalkeeper for the previous games is Dan James. He's on the bench at the moment. You never know, he might get on the field later on. There's 6 substitutions allowed, and they are rolling subs, so he can come on and off. Roy Turnham's gone back to the halfway line from this corner. Now he's going to try and run straight down through the German defence. He's on the edge of the area. Now he goes down the right-hand side. He has to stop and run back into the D. Lovely turn away from the defence. He's on at the acute angle on the right. He's trying to stop the ball from getting out of play, and it's knocked out of play by Sammy Cooting. So he's going to have another opportunity from a corner on the England rights. This time maybe not run so deep back to the halfway line, but when you've got the pace like Roy Turnham has, and of course going back to the halfway line means that you can then turn and run direct at the German defence. It's a very important tactic in blind football. Sometimes they can drive straight into the D from the corner, sometimes an arched run around the D to a more central position. This time it's going to be Coleman. Coleman's going to do one of those arch runs. It's back to the broken line. Bit too far though, tackled by Fangman, the German captain, and Pektash tries to pick it up on the right. Tackled by Turnham inside the English half. He then comes into a more central position. Now plenty of options. Tries to play in dangling English down the right-hand side. He's going to use the kickboard just to give a bit of leverage. Turns away from Cooting well into the D and blocked by the goalkeeper, who suffered an injury. It's going to be a free kick to Germany. Of course, the goalkeepers can't come out of that 2-metre goalkeeping square, and it is a very dangerous profession to be a blind football goalkeeper, because obviously a player coming towards you with the ball, they're going to take a wild swing. Sometimes they can miss the ball and connect with the goalkeeper. That's what's happened here.
It's a penalty for England, I think. The goalkeeper is absolutely furious with the referee, and the German coach have got their hands on their head, and Sebastian Themmel is screaming at the referee, and he has to be careful here to make sure that he is not going to be sent off for dissent.
Well, in fact, the decision is correct, because even though the goalkeeper was caught by the boots of Dan English, that was his right leg, his left leg was caught by the boot. His right leg stuck out of the box and actually kicked the ball away. So the decision is absolutely correct. The right boot of the goalkeeper kicked the ball away, and he was outside of the penalty square when that decision, when the boots made contact with the ball. So boos around the stadium here, and it's going to be a penalty for England. A yellow card has also been given. It's going to be Coleman with the penalty. But the decision is correct. The boos are because obviously English did make contact with the goalkeeper, but like I said, the ball was cleared from outside of the penalty square. That's why this penalty has been given. I mentioned earlier one of the rules, and an important rule of blind football is the goalkeeper cannot touch the ball outside of that square, even though Dan English's boots connected with the goalkeeper's knee. Penalty to England. Germany up to 4 team fouls. Goalkeeper Sebastian Themmel waits on his line. Coleman, one hand on the ball. He's going to take one step back and then strike this. The goalkeeper waits. Coleman from the penalty spot. Good save by the goalkeeper. Redemption in the eyes of many of the crowd here in Berlin. Great save by the goalkeeper. It was a good strike by Coleman as well. And now there's going to be another foul, and I think the coach is going to have a bit of a talking to here from the officials. I think they're explaining the decision, and also I think now the coach, with a big smile on his face, obviously after it was saved, that penalty, and it's going to be a foul against England. But controversy here, and many people in the stadium saw the replay. They saw the fact that Dan English's boot caught the goalkeeper, thinking that would be a foul, but they didn't follow the line of the ball.
Call England, number 7.
And they did notice that the goalkeeper cleared it from outside of the penalty square. So it remains England 1, Germany 0. Absolutely fantastic contest this, though. Real high quality. In my opinion, it's the best game that Germany have played in these championships. And England, who have been flying so far, have really been put under pressure, but they are leading by 1-0.
So Alichan Pekchas on the right-hand side, scoops the ball with the left foot towards the left, and Kuting rolls down his thigh, gets towards the left side of the area, tries to get a shot at the goal on the angle. It was difficult though, and he scuffed it wide of the near post. And Dylan Malpass can breathe a sigh of relief. That missed penalty, incidentally, from Brandon Coleman. His third penalty of these championships, the first one he has failed to hit the back of the net with. Meanwhile, Kuting has been called by the referee just to shake hands with Karen Seal after an accidental collision as Kuting went down there with that shot, and the crowd giving that a very much well-deserved round of applause. So England will start from the back with Dylan Malpass as we see another angle of that penalty decision, and it seemed to be exactly the right one. Malpass throws it towards the left-hand side of English, midway inside his defensive zone, comes into a central position from the left, then angles the ball towards the right-hand side. Roy Turnham deep inside German territory on the right, tries to wiggle his way towards the area, gets in the box. Kuting manages to get it there in front of him, however, and clear the ball away, and Kuting has been sensational so far for Germany. Fangman runs over the central part of the halfway line. Picked off by Coleman, who tries to get past the German captain now. Coleman is stopped in his tracks and then just curves around and gets back towards the centre spot before playing a low diagonal ball towards the left, looking for Turnham, but Fangman is in front of him again. Running down the right side of the England's half. It's swept up this time by Dan English, who goes on a maraudering run forward. Not really been Dan English's game so far since coming out as a sub, but this might be the turning point. Clatters into Nayes on the edge of the German box. English will pick up the ball at second set. Only man forward for England, left footed shot on the left side of the area, and he just hit it past the near post of Sebastian Themmel's net.
Yeah, it's a feature of Dan English's game where if he is tackled, he quickly regains possession, even though he's not stopped moving. It's a real feature of Dan English. He's a big individual as well. He can really lever people off the ball using his long arms. Player going to ground is Brandon Coleman. Nothing given by the referee. And here goes Kuting into the opposition half, and Kuting's been brought down by the aforementioned Dan English. It's going to be a free kick to Germany on the broken line. And this will be very dangerous for England. And Germany, well, they need to get back into this game. They need a draw, remember, to get into the semi-finals. And Roy Turnham's just been given a yellow card. So yellow card to the England number 9. So a free kick to Germany. Yeah, the foul given to the number 9 actually of England, and that's Roy Turnham. You can see on screen. Thought it was actually Dan English who brought the player down, but no, it was actually Roy Turnham. Saying that is the smallest and the biggest player on the field, but never mind. Free kick to Germany from the broken line. Kuting strikes from distance, wide of the left-hand post. Good strike on goal, but he went wide. Dylan Malpass dived the right way, but whether indeed he would have got there or not, I'm not too sure about that. And with less than 5 minutes remaining of this pulsating first half, it's with Karen Seal inside his own third. Switches play over to the far left-hand side. That's going to hit off the kickboard and go out of play for a German goal kick. And they're going to be anxious to get on with things. They need all the seconds they can have to try and get an equaliser. Remember, they got 14 fouls against them, Germany, so they can't afford to commit many more. 5 is maximum. Kuting again running down the left-hand side. No one's making a tackle as yet. And, well, Roy Turnham was levering the player away from the ball, and he gives away another foul. He needs to be careful, Roy Turnham. He's already been booked. So another foul. And that is the England 4th foul. So again, 4 each. Remember, you're allowed a maximum of 5. Any more in an 8-metre penalty kick. There's going to be a substitution for England. And onto the field will be Darren Harris, who's had well over 120 England caps. He's played in 2 different times for England. He's been a Paralympic judo star as well. Coming off the field is Roy Turnham. After a tumultuous last 30 seconds or so. And on comes England stalwart Darren Harris. Free kick to Germany. Now this is 8 metres from goal, left of centre. There's going to be 4 men in the wall. And interestingly, they're actually covering the, because this free kick's from the left of centre, it's going to be covering the right-hand side, and Dylan Malpas is going to stand directly behind them. So an interesting wall. They're trying to cover the near post and also the far post. You can see a fantastic angle there on our screens if you're watching this live stream. Again, if you're watching, then get in contact using the hashtag #TheSoundOfFootball, and at Euro 2017 Berlin is the Twitter handle to follow for all the news and the latest scores and who scored in this championships. We had over 1 million people watching England beat France the other day. Standing over the ball is 9. That is Ali-Can Pektaş, the 4-time Golden Boot winner in the Bundesliga. And number 7 is Tammy Kuting, who has got 2 goals in this tournament so far. The posts are being tapped by the coach, and then they will give instructions to the players. I'd be amazed if they don't shift this to the right and then take a shot. The England wall looks set to break. It's going to be Kuting. Good save by Malpas. It was to the far right-hand corner, and he dives on the spot and sticks a left hand out. It's still not clear, being pushed to the ground. It's going to be another free kick for Germany, only inches outside of the D, way out on the right, so almost near the corner. And very interesting, this will be England's 5th team foul. And now, any more team fouls committed by England players in this first half will result in an 8-metre penalty. So England can't afford to make any more errors, and it's a very dangerous free kick as well. Darren Harris just been taken out of the wall. So on the officials' tent, they're just putting a red flag, which means, and just making sure to all of the A officials and B coaches down there that there will be no more fouls for England, because it will result in a 8-metre penalty. Anyway, back with this free kick for Germany.
England completely on the ropes at the moment, and you have to say if Germany score from this free kick, it's completely deserved. On the right-hand side, just outside the area. And Pektaş again standing over the ball with Kutig. Pektaş to the left of the ball, Kutig to the right. Fangman trying to be a nuisance again in the 3-man England wall, which is poised just in front of the front post of Dylan Malpas's net. And after just saving England a few moments ago, Dylan Malpas, he may be tasked to do the exact same again here. It was a wonderful save that time around, perhaps one of the saves of the tournament. The trainer behind the goal for Germany is protesting with Dylan Harris here, Darren Harris should I say, and saying that he should be pulled back a couple of metres, and indeed he is now. This is so close towards the edge of the penalty area. England can't go that far back with this wall before they're in the back of their own net. So the referee just making sure all things are present and correct. And we'll be good to go with this free kick. Because of the disruption, the guide will once again tap either side of the post. The German guide is Werner Nordlohn, guiding Kutig and Pektaş the route to goal. There are 4 England white shirts in front of them. It's Kutig with a tight angle shot, well saved by the right hand of Malpas. Throws it down the centre, and Germany will try and come again, but Coleman bulldozing his way through, stopped by Kutig, who's retreated on the left-hand side just over halfway. It's about between the 2 number 7s. Goes back for Darren Harris, who gets involved as well, and Harris will take control just over the halfway line on the right-hand side. It's a tussle tight to the near kickboard, and Kutig in his back. The referee intervenes and actually gives England the benefit of the doubt that time around. So it's 5 team fouls each after that one, and it just tells you, Pete, that we knew there'd be a stinger in this game, but the needle has well been injected into this one.
Yes, both teams are on 5 team fouls with 3 minutes and 42 seconds remaining of this half. And of course, 3 minutes and 42 seconds in blind football can be a long time, because the clock stops after every time the ball goes out of play or an infringement is caused. So there's plenty of time for any more fouls, which will result in those penalty kicks I was saying. Here goes Karen Seal with a mazy dribble from the right, diagonally over to the left, outside of the D. Snapshot comes off the defender's legs and out for a corner to England in the sun here in Berlin. Wonderful conditions for blind football. The crowd here enjoying the conditions. Wonderful save there by Dylan Malpas, who's been called into action on a number of occasions in this half. Remember that Dan James is the usual goalkeeper for England, although to be honest they have 2 very high quality keepers to England. Corner to England on the right, 1 goal up. Coleman is going to be told to take that again. I don't think anyone was ready. Him and Darren Harris are in the far right hand corner, just below our commentary position. We're just arcing to try and see the action. And you've got a wonderful view back home on the camera we've got above that goal. It makes a lovely aerial view of this pitch here. And you can see the yellow lines there in the goalkeeping square. Run into the D is blocked, and it runs out for a goal kick to Germany. Over on throw, has to bounce in his own half, bounces a couple of times before it lands at the feet of Ali Champetras. He's going to make one of those mazy dribbles forward. He beats 2 England midfielders and fails at Brandon Coleman. Good tackle by Coleman. Darren Harris now skips clear of 1 or 2 players. One of the protective masks of Germany is tossed to the side. Darren Harris is still going. He's only got 1 player left to beat. He's on the edge of the D and goes down. Nothing given by the officials. Darren Harris still gets to his feet, the England stalwart, and he's just holding the player off by the near right-hand kickboard deep inside the German third, and Harris tries to get the ball back. It's scuffed clear to the halfway line, and Coleman goes to ground after a swinging tackle by number 7, Tommy Cooting, and the referees are telling players to get to their feet. John Pugh, the England coach, on the touchline is jumping up and down in anger, and Brandon Coleman goes back inside his own half, and England can start again. 2.5 minutes remaining of this first half, and what a first half it's been. Here goes Harris again, evades another wild swing there by the captain Fangman. Ball up for Germany into the opposition third, going to ground, nothing given. The ball's on the edge of the goalkeeping square, and now the decision's given in favour of England. A swinging kick on the goalkeeper, and we'll have to see here. Michael Peake comes to the near side on the halfway line. It now signifies that a foul has been caused by the German player. It was their forward, number 7, Tammy Cooting, and it is indeed a foul, which means it will be an England penalty, and I think there might be a few boos in this stadium. 5 team fouls already committed by Germany, and we can see here when the player went to ground, it was a swinging kick and connected with the goalkeeper, and it's going to be an 8-metre penalty kick for England.
That the Germans won't be happy with there is when Pektas actually went down before he collided with the goalkeeper, because there could have been a potential foul in there by Dan English at the other end, which would have been a German 6-metre penalty. Instead, it's now at the other end of the field, and it will be an England 8-metre penalty, because that is the 16th foul of the game from Germany. So it's a second opportunity now for Brandon Coleman from the spot, a couple of metres further back than what he had before, and can he reprieve the mistake he did earlier on when his shot was saved by Sebastian Themmel from the spot? We're about to find out. Coleman crouched over the ball, be a right-footed shot with the dark blue trainer, right-footed over the crossbar and rebounds off the scoreboard. And once again, it's a second tier of the game from the Germans, and once again, it's because of an England missed penalty, this time completely off target from Brandon Coleman.
Yeah, I think a lot of credit goes to the referees there. They let play flow when there were a few flailing legs, and plenty of people were screaming for free kicks in the centre circle on the English bench and on the German bench. And then when they went downfield, it was a foul on the goalkeeper, and then the whistle was blown, and a few people in the crowd were booing because obviously a foul caused at one end and it means a penalty at the other, and that will continue because both teams are still on those 5 fouls. Here goes Cooting over the halfway line, well tackled by Darren Harris. He's inside his own D. England can't clear the ball, so it runs out for a corner. And well, we've got a fantastic end, a grandstand end to this first half, which has been very exciting indeed. England taking an early lead, but well, Germany have really come back into it, and now with both teams on those 5 fouls, it makes it really interesting, because any more fouls resulted in more spot kicks. Shot from the corner into the hands of the goalkeeper. Took a deflection on the way through. Looks like he hit the hand of Dan English. Malpass, who's been superb in goal for England, got away with one that hit the post and then hit him in the face. He runs out to the left, and Coleman gets tackled inside the centre circle well by Ali Champetras, just trying to locate the ball. And the diminutive number 9 now picks it up for Germany. Inside the English half, central position, stops, goes again, throws a few defenders off the scent, over to the left-hand side, a scuff shot with his left foot, well saved by the goalkeeper's legs, didn't get a lot of power into it. I think it was a few inches more to the right, it would have gone into the far post. Down the right-hand side, Darren Harris collides with a couple of defenders. He's still going, Harris. He's into the penalty area. Clean shot on goal. Well saved by the keeper. It's just outside the goalkeeping square. He can't touch it. The players are struggling to find the ball, and then eventually it's rolled clear by the defenders. And Darren Harris goes back to the halfway line and tries to pick the ball up again for England. A minute to go.
Well, goodness me, chances at both ends here. What a fantastic end to a blockbuster of a first half. Coleman on the right-hand side. This game has certainly lived up to its billing so far. Coleman scuffling with the opposite number 7, Kuting. Coleman comes out on top, tries to get down the right-hand side. The headwear of Kuting has actually come off here, and the ball may have actually come in contact with that head guard. The referee's picked it up. Coleman's now in the corner with Kuting. Still not much of a clear angle, then gets the shot away from a really acute angle on the byline. Parried at the front post by Themmel away to the near side. Kuting now trying to keep the ball in and prevent the corner, and he will just slow things down and scoop the ball away as he turns down the line. Just 20 seconds remaining of this game, and it is England leading by 1-0. The goal from Brandon Coleman, who has incidentally missed 2 penalties as well. Germany led off with this on 2 occasions. Themmel rolling the ball towards the left-hand side. Kuting trying to come up towards the halfway line, but there won't be enough time for Germany to mount an attack in the rest of this half as the half-time whistle blows in what has been a breathless first period of 20 minutes. Don't let anybody tell you that blind football is boring or dull, because this first half has been anything but. This game was built up as a massive game for Germany more than England, due to the fact that England had already qualified for the semi-finals. But in a game against Germany, you always want to go out there and put on an impressive showing. Brandon Coleman got England off to the perfect start inside the first 5 minutes with a goal, and a super goal at that from a free kick. After that, he missed a penalty after it was saved well by Sebastian Themmel down to his right-hand side. And towards the back end of the first half, Coleman missed an 8-metre penalty after Germany conceded their 6th team foul by skying the ball towards the top of the scoreboard rather than the net. But it has to be said that it was more a case of saves by the opposite goalkeeper, Dylan Malpass, in the England goal, as Germany shaded that first half in terms of chances. But in terms of goals, it is England that lead at half-time by 1-0. I can now pass back to Alan in the studio, who is joined by our man Pete Selby.
What a half of football in any format. Never mind playing football here at these European Championships in Berlin. What a half of football that was. It was spectacular. There is a crowd here in Berlin who may have never been to a blind football game before in their lives, and they are eating out of the palm of the hands of some extraordinary athletes. Peter Selby, that was sensational.
It was sensational. What a game. End-to-end football, tackles flying in, a bit of controversy. England are winning by 1-0. Germany is still in it. The crowd are in it. I'm involved, you're involved. I've got a sweat on.
You almost forgot that England were winning by 1-0. Everything else that happened, you just sort of forgot. If you've only just joined us, let's take a look at the highlights of the first half, and what highlights they are. Okay, so first of all, that's an awkward landing. Roy Turnham injuring his hand, it would seem, his right hand, and that was virtually immediately in the game.
Yeah, he landed funny, and he's gone off the field. He's come back on though, but it's Coleman with the opener for England after only 1 minute and 35 seconds. It was a good right-footed shot, low past the keeper, just moves it out the way of the wall, and then the right-footed effort is low to the goalkeeper's right. No chance with that, but when I came to stand next to Alan for this half-time show, well, I really forgot what the score was, because there's so much happened after that goal, and well, I didn't think it was going to be the only goal of the half after 1 minute and 35. There's so much attacking prowess on the ball, goes through the legs of the defender, but the goalkeeper did his best but couldn't get there in time.
Fair play to Germany here. England have scored early against the majority of the teams they played here, and then gone on to dominate the game. In fact, it was quite an audible groan. Look at this one, off the post and off the face and out. That's when you know your luck is in. But there was a groan around this stadium here when England scored so early, because they were expecting Germany to compete. Germany have competed and grown into this game.
Yeah, this is a feature of Germany's play. They've been starting their runs from their own half. Tammy Kuting, you've got Jonathan Tonzing, also Ali Champetash, who we mentioned might have been out. He's been on the field and doing these runs. Now, this was the controversial moment. You can see the goalkeeper there stick his right boot out, and he connected with the ball outside of his goalkeeping square. Yes, Dan English, the big number 5 for England, connected with the goalkeeper. That's why the boos rung around the stadium. Everyone thought it was going to be a foul on the keeper, including myself on commentary. But the eagle-eyed referees, there's 2 of them on the field, they saw that the goalkeeper's right boot connected connected with the ball outside of his square, hence the reason England got a 6-metre penalty, and the penalty was well saved by the goalkeeper. Good connection on it by Coleman, and Coleman will be in the action from the penalty spot again later on. The other end, number 7 this time for Germany, and number 7 is Tammy Kuting. He's got 2 goals already, strikes it well. Look at this for a save by Dylan Malpass. Really good reaction saves. That's one of his real specialties. He's a very good reactionary goalkeeper. I don't think he could have known anything about the one hitting the post and hit him in the face.
Well, it's reactions, isn't it?
It is reactions. I think he'll claim that as a save. But
there's a couple of belters in this half from the keeper.
Oh yes, that's his key thing. He's got great communicational skills, which you need as a goalkeeper. Here's the 8-metre penalty for England. Now, because there were so many fouls in that first half, a really competitive, I won't say dirty, I'd say competitive first half, you allowed 5 team fouls. England got 5, Germany got 5, and then any more from then on, it would have been an 8-metre penalty kick. England got 1, and it was blazed over.
Shades of Chris Waddle in Italia 90 with that penalty against Germany, wasn't it? You're still haunted by that. We'll come back to the game in just a second. Now, if you're wondering, lots of questions on social media about the ball, about the eye masks that they wear. Well, we've got one in the studio. They're actually exceptionally comfortable to wear. They've even got braille on the actual eyelets of it, and there are new ones being manufactured all the time, some with nose pieces to protect their extra added foam around the mask area as well. They're actually not too uncomfortable to wear. There you go. That is what the players are wearing over their eyes. Their eyes are also gauzed as well to make sure that there is a level playing field and that no light can get in. So your answer to that question is there. Are they totally blind? For the sake of the game of football, they are when they're wearing one of those. We'll come to the ball a little bit later on. I think we can see the league table in just a moment, so we'll take a look at that. And this is why it's very important. This crowd are buying into this game of blind football here, Pete, and for one reason and one reason only. They're hosting their very first international tournament in the world of blind football, and they're on the verge of going out in the group stage. One goal takes them through.
Yeah, England have won the group, they're clear, plus 19 goal difference, but Germany, you can see there, 1 point behind France, but crucially they've got a plus 4 goal difference, France with plus 1, so if Germany get an equaliser, it doesn't matter what the score is, but if it remains, if it ends in a draw, then Germany will go through. If it's 1-1, 2-2, 3-3, it doesn't matter. If Germany draw today, they will go through. If they win, they obviously go through, so they need to get a goal or 2 in this second half. England, they're off into the distance. They will finish top no matter what happens, unless there's a freakish second half here, but well, if I was a German fan, I'll be nervous, but I'll be optimistic.
I think plenty to be looking for in that second half from a German fan perspective. There's the England team getting a bit of a lecture. Nathan Edge, number 10 there, Mansfield Town fan. You can see Robin Williams in this image. You've got Malpass, the keeper, who, well, if it wasn't for a couple of magnificent saves, that scoreline might have been slightly different. Let's take a look at the route to the final for any of these teams here. Group A's winner will take on Group B's runner-up, and vice versa after that. Second place in Group A takes on the winner of Group B. Romania, Georgia for 9th place. Italy, Belgium for 7th place. If Germany go out here, they will play tomorrow, on Friday in that 5th place game. If Spain beat Turkey later, they will go through, and it will mean that Germany will then take on Turkey for a place at the World Cup next year. So plenty and plenty of drama still to come here in Berlin. Pete, have Germany got enough in this second half, or can England step up another gear and motor on and take a few more goals like they have in the other 3 games already?
I think the easy answer is both. I think Germany have enough to go on and win this game. They've played very well. This is the best German performance of the entire tournament, in my opinion. England, very strong team. They've got enough to go forward and win this game by 3 or 4-0, especially if they get an early goal in the second half. But Germany have got plenty, not only to get back into this game in terms of drawing, but they can go on and win this.
So you see the teams getting themselves ready. We've had absolutely everything in that first half. There's even a man sat down here in a brown corduroy suit. Everything you could possibly imagine is happening here in Berlin. We're going to go back to our commentators. We're going to go back to the pitch. Can Germany survive the group stage on home soil? Will England pick up a victory that means they have absolutely bossed the group here in these European Championships? 20 minutes of second half blind football coming up. This is the IBSA European Championships. Let's go over to Jonathan Bell and Peter Selby.
Thank you very much, Alan. Welcome back for the second half of this crunch clash between Germany and England. It is the latter that lead at the break, but Germany eager to get going in this second period and are the first team back on the field as well, taking the applause from this packed-out crowd here in Berlin, who are slowly getting back to their seats. Some great refreshments and merchandise available at the break, I think, has stopped some people from getting to their seats straight away for this second period. The Germans in their red and black hooped shirts, black shorts and black socks will be kicking from left to right in the second half, with their goalkeeper Sebastian Themmel in goal in the dark green shirts, dark green shorts and dark green socks as well. England now being led back onto the field, out of the gate on the far side by their goalkeeper Dylan Milpas in the luminous green shirts, luminous green shorts and luminous green shots. England in their traditional white shirt, shorts and socks as well, and it looks like an unchanged side from the team that completed that first period. That means Darren Harris is on there, the number 8, the tall Keren Seal as well, wearing 4. Danny English currently doing his laces, the number 5, and also Brandon Coleman, the number 7. Bit of an anticlimax for him, because he started, of course, with this game with a goal after 1.5 minutes, and then he's missed 2 penalties since, one superbly saved by Sebastian Themmel down to his right-hand side, the second penalty going well over the German crossbar. So we are ready to go for this second period then, with England kicking from right to left, and they will have the kick as well. Standing over the ball is Darren Harris with hands on hips, just behind Keren Seal, and Keren Seal will be the one tasked with dribbling this ball forward into German territory to get this second half underway. The referee puts his whistle to his lips and we are off in the second period. Germany separated from the group stage, semi-final from the group stage, by 20 minutes of football and a goal as well. Keren Seal on halfway, playing the ball to the right-hand side, and Darren Harris on the broken line, trying to surge his way through the German defence. The referee says that one of the 3 players charging towards him got the ball. Then Kutig on the halfway line, stood on the ball, so he goes backwards a little bit, and he still keeps possession away from Darren Harris, not as far forward as he would like. Germany have all 4 players inside their own half at the moment. Kutig then decides to put the foot on the gas with the purple trainers, charging forward towards the right side of the England area, shoots into the back of Brandon Coleman, who came across. Then the ball rebounds back to Kutig, gets a bit stuck as England comes across on the near side, just over halfway. English pushes Kutig down there. Harsh decision, I think, from the referee. English, of course, is the bigger, broader player out of the 2, but England falling on the wrong side of that decision. Darren Harris there on your screen with the early run forward towards the edge of the Germany box, but the ball will be coming the other way now as England get their first team foul of the second half. As Pete was saying numerous times in that first period, you are only allowed 5 before you concede an 8-metre penalty, and of course Germany did that at the back end of that first half. Both sides got 5 team fouls, the first of the second half then for England. It's Townsend coming in from the right-hand side, stops, checks back, goes to the right again. He's got 4 England players moving around in his wake. Townsend goes for a shot through the crowd of bodies. It deflects off one of them, squirts behind Abdullah Malpas's left-hand post and goes out for a first German corner of the second half.
Yeah, corner to Germany early in this second half. A minute and 10 seconds gone. In fact, minute and 9 if you want to be exactly correct. You can see there behind the goal to our far left-hand side, that's a concert venue. And at the other end, the end that Germany are shooting towards, the scoreboard end, there's a giant ruins of an old railway station, one of the biggest in Europe in its time. Anyway, corner to Germany. Just walked along the kickboard on their right-hand side. It's a good tackle by Keren Seal on Thompson, up to halfway. Seal almost runs in there to Rasmus Nyes, and Seal has to go back inside his own half. Cleared by Darren Harris, who's on the field. And Germany struggling to get the ball forward. They have to trot back, but they're under no pressure at all. Here comes Harris to try and apply a bit, but Tomzing can turn, switch over to Fangman on the left. Fangman tackled again by that man Karen Seal. Fangman, no, he possesses a really, really dangerous right-footed shot. Shoots from distance, and that goes wide, but instantly turns and spins and shoots and takes everyone by surprise. Fangman, and England will have to keep close, tight control on him. Harris goes to ground, nothing given, and here comes Rasmus Nyers, the youngster from FC St. Pauli, over or towards the halfway line by the referee's tent. On the far side, goes to ground under a tackle from Darren Harris. Good tackle by Seal, but he's still with Rasmus Nyers inside England's final third. Misses his kick as he tries to switch it to the near right. He's got a player behind him, and he just taps it to Tomzing. Shooting inside the centre circle, starting a run, goes past Harris, lovely stop and then turn away to the left, stops again, goes to the right, shoots from distance, but well marshalled there by Harris, who wasn't put off by them turns. And believe you me, if a player stops at pace and then turns around, you will carry on, and it will be a foul here on the England number 8, Darren Harris. So England with a free kick inside German territory, something that's not happened for this second half. A foul on the 8th of Darren Harris, and it's going to be a German team foul as well. But yeah, when you're running with the ball and you're following someone and they stop and turn direction, you do carry on a few steps in 11-a-side football, but in blind football you carry on a few more than that. So for Harris to jockey the player was very impressive. Here goes Coleman down the left, approaching the D, pushes into Fangman, and the ball rolls to the goalkeeper, who just rolls backwards, and he will carry on. Throw out past Coleman down the right. Controlled well by Tomzing. Tomzing just pushes it a bit too far forward, and it runs out for an English restart and Dylan Malpass.
And the man all in luminous green bowls it out with two hands, underarm towards the right-hand side, and Karen Seal midway inside his own half, plays it diagonally across the field, low towards the left, over halfway. Darren Harris is the one battling away with Fangman, who's facing his own goal, and turns comfortably onto his left foot and plays it towards the far side, the German left. Intercepted by Karen Seal. A scrappy start to this second half as Seal strides over halfway. He's tackled well by Fangman. Seal goes down. The referees indicate that the ball was won by the German skipper. Ball now out to the left-hand side, and Tomzing trying to turn away from Coleman. Tomzing is facing his own goal here, actually runs into Kutig on the far side, the German left. Coleman still jockeying them both, and the ball actually falls into Coleman's path. He wins the ball. He's facing his own goal now in front of the English bench. Kutig responds quickly and wins it midway inside English territory. Goes down on the challenge of Coleman. The referee says the ball was won, and that is indicated as well by the fact that it will be a Germany corner on the far side there left. But a real physical element in this game, which has been present all the way through this tournament, but particularly this match between England and Germany has been fairly contested, but definitely physically contested as well. A corner on the left. Tomzing is met by Kutig. Those two will take this one, with Kutig just making sure the ball is in the quadrant. Tomzing will roll it forward for Kutig. England have all four players back inside their own penalty area, with Dylan Malpass lent low. He's got the sun in his eyes as well, which can't help him. Kutig goes back towards the halfway line, falls backwards by Karen Seal. Now Kutig turns and runs forward. Seal jockeying him all the way towards the near side, the German right. Kutig trying to battle away with Seal. Seal's put up a strong performance so far and rolls it back for Dylan Harris as England try a counter-attack. Harris trying to charge down the centre, blocked in his path by Fangman, which allows the ball to run through for Nyers, and Germany can build from the back, and Germany have got a better start to this second half. They're continuing from where they left off in the first. A high diagonal ball aimed towards the German right is intercepted by English, who comes over halfway and is now midway inside German territory. England not pushing anyone forward, but doesn't have to, because English got down the left side of the area. A low shot with the left foot saved by Themmel on the angle. Rebound back for English. Left-hand side trying to wriggle his way into the penalty area. 3 red and black hoops shirts around him. English now on the right side of the area goes for a shot. He swings at it. It hits Kutig last and goes out for an England corner on the right.
Yeah, England corner, good play there by Dan English. He didn't get up the ball inside the D. When he missed his first kick, he followed up and managed to get a second opportunity, which resulted in this corner. Of course, the players are following the sound, which is similar to a baby's rattle. It's ball bearings inside a tin UFO-shaped disc, which is on the inside of this size 4 football. It's quite a heavy football as well. And they use those kickboards as well down the side of the field, and the goalkeeper can't come out the square. And any more questions you've got on blind football, use hashtag the sound of football, and you can ask us via Twitter at Euro 2017 Berlin as well. Follow us here, and you can follow every match day of this European Blind Football Championships. Inside the centre circle, and Karen Seal for England, who are 1-up against Germany, who need at least a draw to qualify. England have already qualified. Here goes Tomsing down the right-hand side with Darren Harris jockeying Tomsing, the young superstar from Germany, and that goes out of play for an English restart. The goalkeeper, Dylan Malpass, will throw the ball out. It needs to bounce once inside his own half, and you'll notice crosses below the 2 scorelines, and they're team fouls. You're allowed 5 in each half. They do get reset at the end of the half, and any more than 5 committed, you get an 8-metre penalty kick, just like England got in the first half. It's with Germany inside the centre circle. Good tracking back by Darren Harris. Wins the ball back for England ahead of Kuting. Kuting, though, is determined and gets it on the far right for Germany. It's with number 3, and that's Tomsing. Drifts inside. He's got 4 England players inside their own third. He beats the first one, shoots from distance wide of the left-hand post. Malpass was at full stretch there. I think he was worried it might have bounced in the far corner. Don't think it was the cleanest strike in the world, but it doesn't have to be the cleanest as long as it's the most accurate. And it just drifts wide. And I think there's a bit of a problem with the eyewear of Dylan, with Darren Harris. The players have gauzes over their eyes for protection, and also then they have taped across the gauzes to keep them in place, and then the blindfold, so everyone's on the same level playing field. They're all B1 athletes here in blind football. Here goes a rampaging run down the right by Karen Seal, and just runs straight into Tommy Kuting. He's got Darren Harris all over him, who was just having his eyewear checked on that far side. Switch play by Germany down the right-hand side. There's no one there in a red and black shirt, so they're going to leave that to run out of play for an England restart. You'll notice that the time actually stops every time the ball goes dead, and that's because it does. And there's only 20 minutes each way, so 20-minute half can be quite long indeed. Line on the ground to control the ball is Kuting. Now he goes straight downfield. He beats Karen Seal. He's inside the D. If he can turn and shoot, this will be dangerous for England. He turns right-footed shot, hits the scoreboard behind the goal.
Takes a bit out of it as well, but the bottom square of that scoreboard just hanging off there, and I think someone's going to have to check that one. A man's gone up in a suit to just shove it back in place. I don't think a scoreboard works quite like a jigsaw, but he's managed to do the trick anyway. So that's been fixed. Kuting, I have to say, has been man of the match so far in this match. Germany deserve a goal if they do get one. Substitution for England. Brandon Coleman being taken off. The goal scorer for the 3 lines to be replaced by captain Robin Williams. He's got the red armband halfway up his left upper arm. A big cheer from the crowd here as well, because that's Alican Pektos now coming onto the pitch, replacing Jonathan Tomsing, the experienced German forward, replacing the more youthful Tomsing. Pektas, as Pete mentioned earlier, 4-time Bundesliga Golden Boot winner. Tomsing, the most recent Golden Boot winner in the German league. As England start from the back with Malpass rolling it to the left-hand side, and Seal. Seal runs into Pektas, but manages to get past him towards the halfway line. Just faces his own goal now, Seal. Good pressure from Pektas, who's actually pushing the ball at Seal rather than the ball. Now the referee's tapped the ball under his foot because the ball was stationary on the halfway line. Seal, nice turn, fools 2 players. Now he's got 2 to run out, goes past one again. The furthest man back was Nayas, who manages to get the ball away towards the near side. Seal's not giving it up towards the left corner of the area. Back to goal. He needs support here. He's not got any from an England shirt. May not need it. Cutting on the right foot, left side of the area. Shot comes in. It's very tame and it's easily blocked. And now Germany counter-attack with that man Kuting again. Left-hand side, and literally left the ball behind, but will pick it up at the second attempt just over the halfway line. And his back is Williams, but Kuting comes inside in a central position. Now running down the right-hand side. Good lateral running this from Kuting. Alican Pektas picks up the ball. He's got a man in his back, turns on his left foot, laterally running on the broken line, back to goal. Nice turn from him, but Karen Seal's not having any of it, clatters into him, but Pektas somehow manages to keep possession. Now on the edge of the centre circle, not managed to make much progress, then decides to go down the left-hand side. He goes into Darren Harris, who jockeyed him well. Harris thought he got pushed, doesn't matter anyway, because it goes behind for an England ball, which Malpass will take. Karen Seal on the floor at the moment, just on the 8-metre penalty spot in front of his own goal, as he's just making sure his left bit of footwear is on properly. I don't know if he's hurt his left foot there, because the left trainer has come off and he's wiggling that left foot around, and the referee is just helping him to get back to his feet. And I think Seal is now going to put on his left black trainer, do up his laces, and continue with this game. I'm not too sure there if that's just a loose bit of footwear for Karen Seal, or if it was a suspected knock on that left foot. So we'll find out in due course, I'm sure, but he will continue. There's no England change ready in the offing, and Malpass will just throw it forward for Karen Seal, just outside his own penalty area. Right footed pass low, down the right-hand side. It fills Cootie, goes through his legs, and now Robin Williams in an advanced position for England. Cuts in from the right-hand side, tries to shoot, swings at it, falls over the ball, dead central in front of goal, squirms out towards the left-hand side. Fangman's come back to try and get this one away. He's got Williams in his back, and then it's Fangman switching it towards the far side. Pektas picks up possession, drops in his own half. He's pushed over by his own man Cootie. The German coach Facera just screaming at him to communicate with the other player. Now Nayez just outside his defensive areas. Germany are the team that at the moment are a little bit rattled, but at the other end Fangman's trying to change that, tries to keep it in towards the byline, does so as well. He's got Seal in his back. Fangman turns him, shoots. Good save by Malpass again. Wasn't the kindest of angles for Fangman to fire that one towards goal. It was a high one. Well saved by the goalkeeper. Attack still on for Germany, but Pektas loses out to Harris on the edge of his own defensive zone. He just clears it up the other end, and England are really on the back foot, Pete.
Yeah, England are living dangerously. They are 1 goal to the 4, and Germany need a goal. They need to draw at least to get through to the semi-finals in their home European Championship. Good run this over the halfway line by Cooting. Down the right-hand side, right for the shot. Well saved by the legs of the goalkeeper, Malpass. Must have been easy to go with his hands, I thought, but no. He's so acrobatic and agile, he can use his right leg just as well. Fantastic couple of saves there by the England goalkeeper, Dylan Malpass. On the halfway line, a little wrestling match between Cooting and Dan English. It goes back into the German half, and then from the far left-hand side, Cooting just says, I'm going to get rid of this into the opposition half, and hopefully one of my teammates, including Alexander Fangman, can pick the ball up. The German captain is trying to on this near right-hand side, battling well with Robin Williams. He does exactly the same and just goes over to the far side where Dan English tries to take on Pektas, but Pektas wins the ball for Germany, who are on top in this second half with 10 minutes to go. They are 1 goal behind. Pektas misses his kick. He's got plenty of time though. Plenty of England players are back. In fact, all 4 outfield players inside the England half. Here goes Pektas from the halfway line, squares over to the left, and Cooting. You've got Fangman further forward. Cooting goes past his first man and gets a free kick as well. It was a foul by Dan English. And my first thoughts, and Jonathan's as well, was because Voy was not called. Referee Michael Peake comes to the halfway line and says yes, it was because Voy wasn't shouted. Now Voy is basically, rough translation, means I am here, and all the players need to shout Voy so their opponents and also the teammates know where they are. And if you don't shout Voy and a collision happens, then you will be given away a free kick. There's a replay of that fantastic save by Malpass. So let's say I'm running with the ball and I collide with my fellow commentator Jonathan. He shouted Voy, I'm not, even though I ran into him. It means that I've given away a free kick. So Voy has to be shouted at all times, and if you don't, you give away a free kick like England did there. But it comes to nothing, and Germany are forced back into their own half. Pressure on Cooting by Karen Seal, and they can possibly be pushed out for a corner, but no, just kept in. And England won't mind it being inside the German half. Good turn by Cooting, actually runs into his teammate Nayez. It's still inside the D. Players are struggling to locate the ball. It breaks for Karen Seal, who runs into the player. Now, I will give the benefit of the doubt there for Seal because they were trying to find the ball, and he just went straight into the player thinking he was there. He's going to get a yellow card, Karen Seal, and I think he's telling the referee now, look, to be honest, I was going for the ball. The ball was spinning, and sometimes when the ball can spin on the spot, it won't make a noise. And I think there he just went for a wild kick, thinking the ball's there, and connected with his opponent, who thankfully is okay. It's going to go down as a team foul as well as a yellow card to the England number 4. So a real collision there. That's the 3rd team foul for England. Now with just less than 10 minutes to go, these team fouls are totting up now for England, and that could be one way of Germany getting back into this game. As it is, they've got just less than 10 minutes to go, and they need an equaliser.
Substitution coming up for England as well. Karen Seal will be sacrificed. Nathan Edge replacing him, the England number 10, who looked very bright when he came on yesterday. Nathan Edge is a substitute in the 6-0 win against Italy. It's certainly not been that comfortable in this game, as Germany have put up a super fight, and if anything, they should be level in this game. They've got a free kick on the edge of their own penalty area, right of centre. Naya stood over the ball. He lays it off for Cooting to run forward. Edge closes him down, and Edge may actually win the ball here. It's a tough fight on the near side. Kutig falls back into his own corner, and Edge is just going to keep him there, keep jockeying towards the byline. It goes out for an England corner as well, so good pressure from Nathan Edge. Now the big question for me here is how many players are England going to put up forward for this one? Robin Williams goes over the halfway line to join Nathan Edge, but I think Darren Harris is going to stay in his own defensive zone alongside Dan English. So a corner for England on the near side. Germany have everyone back behind the ball for this one. Edge stands in his bright green boots and he's now joined by the tall Robin Williams for the taking of this corner. Edge will roll it forward for Williams and now encroaches towards the left side of the area. Makes an arcing run towards the central position, turns back onto the left foot again. Bit of room here if he could take it. Onto the right foot now, really good mazy run towards the edge of the area. Rebounds back off the German defence and Williams cannot pick the ball up at the second attempt. It goes towards the halfway line. Pektas battling away with Williams. Pektas then trips, but no wrongdoing from Williams there. Edge now on the near side, battling away with Pektas, who plays the ball square in field to the left corner of the centre circle inside the England half, and Kutig. Kutig's got Williams in his back, and Kutig is being forced into his own half. Kutig trying to turn Williams here, easier said than done, that is for sure, but Kutig instead laterally runs in field and runs into Nathan Edge instead. Edge trying to control the ball, facing his own goal on the edge of his own centre circle. It squirms towards the right-hand side, midway inside the England half now, and Edge just throws a right foot at it and manages to just chip it down the line. Nayes comes across to win it first, the tall, lanky German defender running down the left-hand side. Good amazing run from him, past one player, but Darren Harris is in his way. It's been a good game from Darren Harris so far. He may be shorter than the German players, but he's certainly put himself about. Alexander Pektas, right-hand side, trying to run in field. If anyone's going to score for Germany, he's the man. Towards the left side of the area, he's forced wide, it goes out of play, and it will be a England ball. Dylan Malpass will gracefully and gladfully have the ball in two hands.
Yes, and it will be an England ball with just over 8 minutes remaining, and Malpass is just going to drop it outside of his area on the right, where Dan English will pick it up, and this crowd here are slowly getting a bit more anxious now. Long ball down the left-hand side is straight through out for a goal kick to Germany, and a timeout has been called by Germany.
Well, Germany at the moment are completely on top, and I am surprised they have done this timeout because it does disrupt momentum a little bit. However, it does allow the crowd to sort of break out, clap along to the music here inside this fantastic facility in the centre of Berlin. The home crowd are certainly behind Germany. England are well backed as well, it has to be said. England are still the ones leading this game 1-0. Doesn't matter really for them what the result is here. However, they would have liked to have sailed through this game a bit more comfortably than they have so far. Germany, though, as merry as the crowd may be here in Berlin, need to get a goal in the next 8 minutes. If they don't, then they will have to settle for a 5th, 6th playoff against one of either Turkey or Spain, depending on the loser of that game later on tonight. So, boiling day here in Berlin. We've had tumultuous weather, especially when Germany played, actually. Whenever Germany play, it seems to rain, but of course they've saved the weather, have the Berlin weather gods here for this game.
Yeah, thankfully as well, because if you went with us earlier on in the week, the first game back on Friday, it was interrupted. It was the Germany versus Italy match, and there was a tremendous, it was due as well, a tremendous thunderstorm where everyone went running for cover, and we had to come back earlier the next morning.
Attacking change from Germany, that is for sure, because Jonathan Tonzing has come on for Rasmus Nayes, and if ever that was going to be a statement of intent from the German coach, I think we've just had it.
Yeah, they need a goal, so why not throw caution to the wind? And England have brought on Nathan Edge. He's inside the centre circle. He of the luminous boots, the luminous green boots, along with Darren Harris as well. So England currently with Edge, also Harris, and then you got Williams and English with Malpass in goal, and looking out onto the German team, Themmel in goal, and on the field you've got Fangman. You've also the captain. You've got Kuting. You've got Ali Chan Pektas. And also, you will have Jonathan Tonzing. So, the top 4 outfield players, very, very attacking for Germany, but they need this goal. Once again, just to let you know, England have qualified already for the semi-finals. Germany need a draw to get through. A defeat is not enough. They need a point, just a point, to go through. And you can see all the tape there on one of the German players. Wow, just shows you. I've always said throughout these championships, the #1 thing you need in blind football is to be very brave. You need to be brave, not only to be a keeper, but to be one of the players. We've seen some injuries here in the last 6 days or so. Long ball down the right for Germany to try and find Tonzing, who was top goal scorer in the German Blind Football League this season, because Pektas has been out for a year trying to get back to full fitness, and he's back here playing for Germany. And it goes Robin Williams, one of the star dribblers for England. Here he goes down the right-hand side. He's passed 3. He's using that kickboard, and now he stops. Goes back towards the centre, towards the broken line. Lovely little drag back. Goes again, runs into Fangman, runs into another player. Nothing given by the referees, and Germany clear. They need the ball at the other end of the field. Across comes Nathan Edge, does well. Halts the run of Tonzing, who squares over to the left to try and find the German substitute on the far side, trying to keep it in. There might be a change in shirt there, because currently on the field for Germany is Lucas Smerek, so he's gone on into midfield. But at first appearance, it looked like it was Ali Chan Pektas, maybe changed his shirt, but Lucas Smerek, similar height actually. English, just anywhere will do. Downfield, straight onto the chest of Fangman. You don't want to be passing to the German captain. He comes over halfway and kicks it straight back actually at Dan English. It comes across and goes out for a corner. So strange there that both players managed to connect with each other about 25 yards apart. And it goes out for a German corner.
That actually knocked the blindfold off of Dan English there. Absolute rifled shot in from Fangman with the left foot. And Pete was saying these balls are heavy. It's not just because he's got small legs, he was saying that. It is because the ball really is that firm, and Dan English certainly felt the full force of that there. Substitution for Germany, and Lucas Smerek, he wasn't on the pitch for long, was he? Because Ali Chan Pektas straight away back on, and he's got tape all around his chin and the bottom part of his neck from an earlier collision. And it really is wrapped in cotton wool, is Ali Chan Pektas. They need him, they need a goal. In a central position, coming from the left towards the right, then checks back, trying to go inside again. It's going to be difficult getting past Robin Williams, and Williams comes out on top, the England captain, trying to get down the right-hand side. Pektas back there to try and win the ball back. He does so as well with a bit of help from Tonzing, but all the Germany players are back in their own half. Trying to break over the halfway line now is Pektas. Gets to the right side of the area, checks in towards the scoreboard, the kickboard, and he runs out of play into the scoreboard end actually, and out for an England ball. So Dylan Malpass can slow things down a little bit, gently bowl the ball out towards the left-hand side, and Williams midway inside his own half, laterally running from left into the middle of the field, and now he surges over halfway. He's got Nathan Edge on the left if he wants him, but he might go alone here. Robin Williams, what a goal this would be. He trips on the edge of the area. Fangman was the one that fouled him, and a big decision for the officials here, because Robin Williams had a clear angle on goal. He had his feet taken away from him, as we see on the replay from Fangman, as he cut in from the right-hand side, and just a trip on the left foot there of Williams. It'd be a free kick for England nonetheless, a second team foul of the game for Germany, and England with a real opportunity here to put the game to bed and knock Germany out of these blind football European Championships 2017 on their own patch. Nathan Edge stood over the ball from 8 metres out. It's just right of centre. Dan English there as well. It's a 4-man German wall, and Sebastian Themmel is just communicating with his wall here and negotiating the best possible location for them to stand. So they will be standing at Sebastian Themmel's left side of the net. They are perched just on the edge of the goal area. Meanwhile, England from 8 metres out, just right of centre, will have Nathan Edge rolling the ball forward for Dan English. The guard behind the goal for England here, Adam Bendel from the West Country, has a very big job to tap these posts and make sure he makes sufficient noise for Dan English to be able to follow. Crucial moment in the game, crucial moment for Germany in this championships as well. With 6.5 minutes remaining, can Dan English put the nail in Germany's coffin and stun the home crowd? The referee blows his whistle. English coming forward, right foot into the bottom corner of the net, and England may just have dumped Germany out of the European Blind Football Championships. A wonderful strike from the England number 5, who gets his 5th goal of the championships as well. England have been massively under the cosh in this game so far, but they put the game to bed surely now. Nathan Edge with the assist, and Dan English with the right-footed shot, no backlift at all, into Sebastian Themmel's bottom right corner of the net. It's England 2, Germany 0. It could be lights out for the hosts.
Yeah, that could be the deciding goal. Germany now need 2 to get on an even keel and go through to the semi-finals, and the groans went around the stadium here in Berlin when that hit the back of the net. Cracking finish there by Dan English. That's his 5th goal of the tournament. In fact, there's 4 England players all on 5 goals, and straight away Ali Chan Pektas runs into Darren Harris and it goes out for a goal kick. So that just shows you that that England team is very, very solid. There's no outright superstar because they're all playing out of their skin. 5 goals for Williams, 5 for Coleman, 5 for Roy Turnerman, 5 for Dan English. Downfield goes Robin Williams over the halfway line. There's only 1 man back for Germany. They're throwing caution to the wind, but that man, Tony Kuting, managed to get his foot on the ball and it runs into the goalkeeper's hands. Long throw down the left for Pektas, who's got plenty of bandages all around the bottom of his chin. Desperation stakes for Germany. That's going to be a free kick tripped by Nathan Edgy, puts his hand in the air and apologises to Michael Peake, the referee. A free kick to Germany, a yard or 2 outside of the broken line, dead centre. So the referee comes to the near side, signifies it will be England's 4th team foul. So they are creeping ever closer. So there's not out of it yet are Germany. If you're new to blind football, once again, those crosses below the scores, you can see 4 for England, 2 for Germany. If you get 5, that's your maximum allowed. Any more will be an 8-metre penalty kick. The D itself is 6 metres, so it'll give you an indication where the penalty kick will be taken from. Anyway, back with the action. Free kick to Germany. From a central position, just outside the D. It's run over to the right-hand side, and a shot comes in wide. And, well, Tammy Kutin, there was a little bit, dare I say, of desperation there. Didn't have the best angle for a shot. He was off balance, and yet he still took it. And, well, that might be last action for a minute or so, because a timeout actually has just been called. Timeout by England. So the players go over for a well-earned drink, actually, because it's very warm here in Berlin at the moment. And the crowd are trying to get behind Germany. They need 2 goals. And to get back into this game, I think at the moment they need a flash of brilliance from one of their players, maybe a mistake from England. And at the moment, I can't see England making a mistake. They've certainly got the players of Germany. Just to let you know about their performances so far, a 2-0 victory against Italy to start the tournament. Then they lost disappointingly for the home nation to France and then beat Romania 4-1. But by far, this is their best performance of the championships, even though they are losing 2-0. England have been rampant. 6-0 to beat Romania, 7 they hit against France, and 6 against Italy, yet to concede. In England, well, they've scored 21 goals. They'll be going through to the semi-finals. We'll find out who England play after this. It's 7:30 local time, Spain versus Turkey. And, well, it's tight in that group as well, Group B. Spain, they need a draw to go through. Obviously, a victory will take them through, possibly as group winners. But Turkey, the defending champions, they need to win. And, well, either Russia, Spain or Turkey will be facing England in the semi-finals. But who will finish second in Group A? Long throw downfield, Nathan Edge can't stop it from going out of play, and it will be a German goal kick. Long throw downfield, it's one of the questions I'll be asking after the game, so if you're watching this live coverage, then make sure you stick around and watch out for my interview. I'll ask one of the England players, who do you fancy? And I know what they're going to say. They're going to say anyone will do. Here goes Pektas down the left-hand side, blocked well by English, and goes out for a corner. This game's not over yet. There's just over 5 minutes to go. England leading by 2-0.
And of course, it's not just the England faithful supporting the 3 lads in this game. The French will be as well, because if Germany fail to draw this game, which it looks as if they will be the case, then France will be into the semi-finals after their thumping success over Italy earlier. Corner for Germany, left-hand side, Pektas. He is the man they are relying on here around these parts, coming to a central position outside the attacking third. He's got a lot of players in front of him. Managed to get past a couple of them. Left footed shot wide of the far post. It had Dylan Malpass scrambling towards the right corner, but he didn't need a touch on it in the end as it surpassed the upright. And another chance goes a-begging for Germany, who can feel very harshly done by the fact they are losing this game by 2-0. Themmel bowls it over arm towards the left-hand side, towards Pektas, inside of Harris. Harris still jockeys him, though, as it comes onto the halfway line on the centre spot now. Pektas, actually the deepest man, because all the German players are forward. Pektas marauding through the centre of the white England shirts, gets towards the edge of the area, goes for a shot left-footed, second time round shoots. Great save again from Malpass. 2 hands down to his right-hand side to put it out for a corner. Pektas's perseverance there has really not paid off once again, due to the heroics of Dylan Malpass in the England goal. Corner on the left-hand side, once again for Germany, and no surprises to who's over the ball. It's actually Pektas leaving it for Kutig. Tight angled shot with the right foot, hits Harris, and again it's another corner for Germany. These corners are racking up, but really what they need is not only a goal, of course, but if they actually could accumulate some fouls in their direction, that may get them an 8-metre penalty. Shot comes in low from the left-hand side from Kutig, right-footed again. Malpass equal to it. I think the highlights really at the end of the game will just be Dylan Malpass's saves, because there's been a broad selection of them, and he's certainly been kept busy by the German attackers. Pektas this time has the corner, runs around towards a central position. Robbie Williams chasing all the way towards the halfway line, and Pektas has been forced so far back here. His head guard's hardly on as well. Pektas just kicking the ball down the centre of the left foot, forced into a cul-de-sac in the end. It goes straight to Nathan Edge. He tries to dribble his way over the halfway line, goes down on the challenge of Pektas. The referee says advantage to Germany, and there is no advantage in the end, so Germany will get a free kick just inside their own half, and it'll actually be a 15th foul of the game for England. And goodness me, 4 minutes to go. If England concede another foul, then it'll be an 8-metre penalty for Germany, and goodness me, Pete, that'll put the cats amongst the pigeons.
Yes, it will. England with those 5 team fouls, so this game is not over and done with yet. There's 4 minutes and 13 seconds, and again, if the foul takes place anywhere on the field, then it will be an 8-metre penalty. Obviously, if the foul takes place inside the penalty D of England, then obviously it will be a penalty, but you get what I mean. Anywhere where England commit a foul now and it goes against the team, it will be an 8-metre kick for Germany, and one way of getting back into this game over on the left-hand side of the England D. It's with Pektas. He's got Harris for company. Pektas now drifts over to the centre. He's going back to the halfway line. This is a tactic used in blind football. Now you can start your run down the left. Stops again on the broken line. Plenty of men back for England. And now the break is on. Nathan Edge can bring it forward, and so can Dan English. Dan English bearing down on the German goal. Left-hand side. This could seal it. And the shot is saved by the goalkeeper. Parries it around for a corner. And that's the danger now for Germany, of course, flying forward with plenty of players, and they're going to leave themselves open at the back.
They've absolutely got to go for it, Pete. It's completely the right tactics employed by the Germans in this game. They haven't got too much wrong. Just a couple of bits of brilliance from set pieces. Coleman's goal from a free kick, English's goal from a free kick. Simple as that. That is the story of the game. Add into there a few Dylan Malpass saves as well. And that is more or less been your highlights package. Left corner, England have it. It's Williams who will take it. Arcing run from him. He's got 3 red and black hoop shirts surrounding him as he goes towards the halfway line. Bit of room for him now, though, as he turns onto the left foot again, down the left side, checks back in field onto his right foot, loses grip of the ball, however, and Tonzing straight away like a vulture trying to get to that ball, and leaves it for Pektas to marauder down the centre, straight into Robbie Williams, but the low centre of gravity from Pektas really enabling him there to go past that challenge, keep dribbling, and now give it to Kutig. Cutting in from the left-hand side, shot comes in with the right foot. It's powerful, but by no way accurate, and out of play for Dylan Malpass's ball for England, and he will throw it from the back in that bright green kit, and it's certainly matching the grass here due to the sunlight.
Cleared downfield by English, straight downfield for a German restart. 3 minutes remaining, but again, just to reiterate, England have them 5 team fouls against their name. There goes Pektas, central position, real chance, stops, goes down the left. Again, Darren Harris is just tracking his every movement on the England right, but it's with Pektas back to the broken line, squares it over to the near right-hand side. Tonzing picks it up. The youngster for Germany goes back to the halfway line, stops, turns, goes down the right-hand side. Plenty of men between him and the D, dribbles into the D, and it goes out for a corner to Germany on the right-hand side. Good defending again by Dan English, and a substitution for England. Coming onto the field is Brandon Coleman, who scored England's first goal of this game, and he's going to replace England's number 5, and that is Dan English. So England's substitution gets a polite round of applause from this packed crowd here in Berlin under cloudless skies. And onto the field come Coleman. Malpass will just exactly point him in the right direction and place him where he wants him, and then we'll get the final couple of minutes back underway. So Germany, they'll have to score soon. Corner from the right. Played back towards the edge of the D. Chance for a shot hit by Fangman. It was a clear opportunity. Scuffed wide with his right foot on the left-hand post. Glorious opportunity for the German captain. And I doubt they'll get a better one than Nats in the next 2.5 minutes.
Best chance of the game, and it falls for Captain Fantastic. Alexander Fangman just can't find the corner of the net. It goes well wide in the end. England going down the other end with Nathan Edge. Certainly lonesome at the moment is the England forward. He wins a corner though. Good perseverance from him. England have a set piece to try and kill this game. Of course, time wasting very difficult to actually do because of the stop clock, which is one of the great features of it. However, England will just look to slowly move the ball out of that corner. Germany have only got the 2 players back now, Kutig and Fangman, just holding each other's hands so they know exactly where each other are. Williams curves around both of them. Real chance, 3-0 England. Robin Williams puts the ball in the back of the net, tries the forward roll. He actually clatters into Fangman as he tries to do it. Doesn't matter anyway. The celebration might be not on point, but England certainly are. A 100% Group A campaign for them. They will go through to the semi-finals, not only top of Group A, not only winning every match, but they have not conceded a goal either. And Robin Williams gets his 6th goal of the tournament, and Germany now are surely out of the European Blind Football Championships here on the home patch. Disappointment for the home crowd. England have been very fortunate indeed. They've been on the back foot for a vast majority of this match, but they've somehow managed to scrape through, and isn't that how you win championships? Of course, a long way to go in this tournament as a whole, but Germany will not be finishing in the top 4. Pektas trying to restore some hope and pride for the Germans. He runs down the left channel of the England half. It cannons off the retreating Darren Harris and out for a Germany corner. And you can just feel the deflation of this place. Of course, we had the hot air balloon in the distance being shown behind the old ruins of the railway here. I think that balloon may have just been popped by that goal. Corner for England on the far side. Pektas stood in front of Kutig. Flicked in by Pektas towards the back post. Fangman will get there. Can he keep it in on the byline? The answer is no. And that sort of sums up Germany's afternoon. So good on 95% of the pitch, but the only place they've lacked is inside the penalty area. They have not been able to have that clinical finish in front of Dylan Malpas's goal. And Dylan Malpas, probably man of the match for England. He's had a wonderful game in the England net, which shows you just how good Germany have been in order to force the England stopper into so many saves. The ball's at the back at the other end with the Germany goalkeeper, but in fact will be an England corner. I didn't quite catch the materialisation of that attack there for England, because it was right down in the bottom left as I'm looking from, and it's very difficult to see over the kickboards here. They are quite tall. The referee, though, is pretty certain of the corner kick decision, and Nathan Edge will stand in the left corner, joined by Robin Williams, the goal scorer of that 3rd England goal, to take this kick. England have 2 players back. They're still making sure they keep this clean sheet intact. It'll be so cruel on Dylan Malpas if he fails to keep a clean sheet, as Robin Williams dribbles into the front corner of the area. Well tackled by Fangman this time around, though, and the ball is cleared down the left side. Pektas, what can he do? A lot of pressure on his shoulders as the 2 number 10s for England and Germany go down in the centre off the ball. Pektas still going. Nathan Edge still down for England, holding the back of his head. Pektas playing on, though. 8 metres out, central position. Coleman closes him down. Pektas turns away from him well. Edge of the area, tries to squirm the shot through. There's 2 England players around him. He's on the floor now. England try and get the shot away towards the other end of the field. And it will be a free kick, indirect free kick, so just a personal foul rather than a team foul. But nonetheless, England get the decision and a bit of respite for their defence. 86 seconds to go until England can be confirmed as Group A winners. Germany will have to settle for the 5th, 6th playoff.
Playing on the ground, indirect free kick for England.
So if you just look on the right-hand side of the screen, Nathan Edge clattering into the back of Alexander Fangman, and even when you've not got the ball, you're still not safe. So it's going to be a restart on the edge of the England penalty area. The 2 officials on the far side just having a bit of a chinwag. I'm not too sure what that's about, but there shouldn't be too much retrospective action here. The referee just jogging over. Be interesting to see what happens. He talks to Alexander Pektas. What's the conversation? Just a thumbs up, so we're good to go. And Darren Harris will roll it forward for Coleman, who just puts a big right foot through it, searches for Nathan Edge, the ball going too fast in his path though to be able to control, and Germany restart from the back. Themmel bowling it over halfway. Can Germany get a goal? They deserve one. Tonslin going on the left foot, squares it towards the left-hand side of the field. Kutig now runs into Alexander Pektas, Poor communication from Germany. Has the occasion been too big for them? Kutig goes for a shot just outside the attacking zone. Well saved again by Dylan Malpass. Two big paws on the ball as he dives to his left-hand side. And he bowls it out to the left-hand side now. And Coleman, high diagonal from him towards the far side. Comes off the kickboard, fools Kutig. And Nathan Edge can't react either. A bit slow with his reactions, unfortunately, Nathan Edge. Otherwise, England may have got an extra couple in this one. Kutig in the right-back position, coming towards the defensive zone. Strides towards the halfway line. He's got 3 defenders to beat. One of them, Robin Williams, who fouls Kutig there, not calling volley. And England have conceded 16 fouls, and Germany have a penalty. And maybe they'll be able to get one back in this contest. It will be an 8-metre spot kick. Can Germany manage to beat England? Not just the first time in this game, but it'd be the first time that any team has got past England so far in these championships. You can see Robin Williams coming onto the screen, not only bringing Kutig down, but he doesn't shout volley. He didn't let Kutig know where he was, and therefore Jonathan Tonsing with an opportunity to get his second goal of his tournament and to put a blot on England's perfect copybook from their Group A campaign. Tonsing with the green boots has his left hand on the ball just to feel where it is, 8 metres out here. He aims his right hand forward towards the goal to try and judge exactly where to strike this one. Dylan Malpass ready on his line to try and save this one. The guy behind the goal is just tapping the post in order to make sure that Tonsing knows exactly where to strike this one. So Tonsing with his left hand on it. Ready now to step up with the left foot, and it's tipped over by Malpass. And doesn't that just sum up not only Germany's day, but England's day as well? Dylan Malpass once again to the rescue, tipping it over the crossbar, and it'll be a corner for Germany on the right-hand side, and that might just be that. Fangman standing now on the near side to take this corner. He in fact leaves it for Tonsing. Tonsing worming his way towards the front post, then goes on the edge of the area. In his back is Williams. Williams has it in the left back position now, near the byline. So committed to the cause is Robin Williams. If anyone felt the heartache from Hereford 2 years ago, it certainly would have been that man. Clears it away towards the far side. This means everything to these England players, and they've certainly worn their hearts on the sleeves today. They've grounded out a result because Germany have been much the better team. Kutig coming towards the near side. Tonsing laterally running in field. And now plays it to the right again, and Kutig coming towards the edge of the area here. It's a poor angle because he's got so many white shirts in front of him. Can he find an option? The answer is no. German cheers are not apparent because England voices are instead the ones you can hear in Berlin. England fans have travelled in their numbers, and they have been repaid with a flawless England performance, not just today but throughout the group stages as well. It's not been an easy one today. Germany have given as good as they have got, and they've come up against an inspired Dylan Malpass in the England goal, who has saved numerous opportunities coming his way from Jonathan Tonsing from the spot. Alexander Fangman, Alichan Paktas as well, could not find a way past the England #1. England getting 3 goals from Brandon Coleman after 90 seconds. That was from a free kick, as was Daniel English with the second goal. Robin Williams managed to make sure that England fans could breathe a big sigh of relief with a third just before the end of this match. Jonathan Tonsing couldn't add a consolation late on as he missed from the spot, with Dylan Malpass tipping over the penalty and behind the goal. A fantastic result from England, who go through into the semi-finals, top of the group, not conceding a goal and winning every single match in front of them. 6-0 against Romania, 7-0 against France, 6-0 against Italy, and now 3-0 against Germany. A fantastic turnout here, not just from the England supporters, but particularly from the German supporters as well. 1,000 people here to watch this game in venue, adding to the hundreds of thousands back at home in England and Germany as well, and also around the world. The England players clapping all corners of this magnificent arena as England win this game by 3-0. We can now go to pitch side and our man Pete Selby, who can grab a word.
German goalkeeper Sebastian Themmel, your initial reactions after that disappointing defeat and ultimately not qualifying for the semi-finals of your home European Championships?
Sebastian, die Enttäuschung ist förmlich zu spüren. Es hat am Ende trotz einer tollen Leistung nicht zur Qualifikation für das Halbfinale gereicht.
Ja, ist sehr enttäuschend. Wir waren gut eingestellt. Ich denke, wir haben auch bis auf die Standardsituation die Engländer gut im Griff gehabt. Aber ja, sehr enttäuscht, sehr enttäuscht.
Yeah, we are very disappointed. We were in a good mood and good shape. We performed very well, and only these 2 free kicks, we concede the goal, and the rest of the game we controlled the strong team from England very well. So it's a pity.
Yeah, one of your best performances of the tournament, but was it early results like the performance and the results against France which ultimately cost your team?
Ja, das war wohl vielleicht die beste Leistung, die ihr in diesem Turnier abgerufen habt. Habt bis zum Ende gekämpft. Lag es dann am Ende nicht an dieser heutigen Leistung und an dieser Niederlage, die vielleicht sogar zu erwarten war gegen England, sondern habt ihr das zum anderen Zeitpunkt in diesem Turnier im Spiel gegen Frankreich verspielt?
Natürlich haben wir es im Spiel gegen Frankreich verspielt. Vor allem in der letzten Minute in der ersten Halbzeit. Ansonsten waren wir dort auch die bessere Mannschaft, aber ja, am Ende haben wir es nicht in dem Spiel verpasst, das Halbfinale zu erreichen, sondern gegen Frankreich.
Yeah, of course, we didn't miss the semi-final here in this match today, but we did it against France, especially in this crazy last minute before the halftime where we conceded the goal, and now we are out, and it's one of the reasons, the main reason.
And finally, a word for this wonderful crowd here in Berlin. Now, you'll need all the support. I'm sure you'll want all the support in your 5th place playoff game. Now, of course, if Spain qualify for the semi-finals, this 5th place game could mean qualification for the World Cup next year. So I'm sure you'll want a full house here on Friday.
Ja, klasse Atmosphäre war das sicherlich heute hier und ihr hofft und wünscht euch, dass die vielen Zuschauer hier in Berlin auch am Freitag wieder für klasse Stimmung sorgen, auch wenn es nicht zum Halbfinale gereicht hat. Kann das Spiel um Platz 5 auch ein ganz bedeutendes werden. Sollte Spanien hier heute Abend noch ins Halbfinale einziehen, kann der 5. Platz zur WM-Teilnahme im kommenden Jahr in Spanien berechtigen. Also was erwartest du jetzt in diesem Spiel?
Ja, erstmal ein Dankeschön an alle Zuschauer. Das war echt super Unterstützung. Und wir hoffen, dass es natürlich auch im Spiel um Platz 5 weiter Unterstützung gibt. Vielleicht haben wir das Glück und Spanien qualifiziert sich für das Halbfinale. Und dann wird es nochmal ein richtiges Endspiel um Platz 5 und da brauchen wir die Unterstützung unserer Fans.
Yeah, big thanks to all the crowd here. It was fantastic atmosphere today, and we hope everybody comes back to the 5th place match on Friday, but it's not in our hand. Maybe we are lucky Spain goes through the semi-final and it becomes a bonus game on Friday.
Sebastian Themmel, best of luck for the rest of the tournament and fingers crossed for that 5th place game and possible qualification for the World Cup.
Thank you.
There's Peter Selby making friends with everybody. A very strong and blunt interview. They're out of this competition. At least they have a 5th place game to look forward to. Now they will watch on, all the staff, the people of Germany will watch on this next game between Spain and Turkey, because if Turkey go out and Spain go through to the semi-finals, Germany can come back one more time with a game with some meaning, not just to finish in 5th, but a possible 5th place that will take them to the World Cup next year. On your screen now, or just then, that was the table. England have been dominant. Not a single goal conceded in 4 times out. Do we dare to feel confident? England and France qualify from Group A. Pete Selby and Jonathan, I know yourself, we discussed this. Group B always looked like the hard group to get out of. We felt like the hosts would have a chance in Group A. It's not gone that way. So at the moment, it is Germany awaiting their opposition, and they will be ecstatic. And we wouldn't have thought we'd said this before the tournament. They will be ecstatic if their next opponent is Turkey, the reigning European holders, because that would mean they were out and Spain were through, and they would have a chance of qualifying for that World Cup in Spain next year. Let's take a look at some of the highlights. Jonathan, you were commentating on these. Let's take a look at those now. And it was more a case of malpass, you shall not pass at times in this game.
Absolutely. The England goalkeeper, who's actually been on the bench for most of England's games so far in these championships due to Dan James being so good in the England goal, was absolutely in inspired form today. In Germany, I would say, shaded this game as a whole. Of course, the scoreline doesn't really reflect that, but saves like that from Malpass. Not only does he go down and save this with his right foot, just watch how he manages to get the ball up, does the split, but stays in his goal area. Part of his party piece, apparently, the disco as well, that one. The pop down and back up again. Great save, great reactions, great athleticism as well. And that was where the German heart started to sink even further. Second goal of the game for England, and it's also a second set-piece goal of the game for England. They rode their luck at times, did the three lines. John Pugh will certainly be aware of that, and of course it's been pretty comfortable so far in the 3 games leading up to this for his side. This one, though, almost gave England a scare. Of course, they were through to the semi-finals anyway, but Germany almost joined them. The punishing thing for Germany is they don't even need to watch these highlights back. The game where they lost it was the 2-1 defeat to France in a 30-second spell at the end of the first half, where they missed a penalty at one end and conceded down at the other. That is the reason why Germany will not be in the semi-finals. Yeah, I think when it comes down to the analysts and the coaching staff who want to talk to their team after this game, it won't be this game necessarily. They haven't done badly here. Although we can take a look at the marks here. Germany 30 shots on target, England only 13, and yet scored 3 of them. That one through the legs here. You are absolutely spot on. When they look back at the game against France, especially how France then struggled after that, you know, they'll be questioning how it is that France have gone through. Another penalty save in this game as well. We did say in the first half it had everything. We had one skied over the bar. Great save from Malpass from the spot as well. It was high, it was hard, it might have been hitting the bottom of the bar actually, but Malpass taking no chances. Well, the England goalkeeper has done his job, the defence have done their job, and once again England have scored a few goals in a game, and they will go through as group champions. Simply brilliant. The noise levels in here have been brilliant all day. One more game to come. Let's take a look at what we've still got on offer here at these IBSA Blind Football European Championships. Coming up in just over half an hour, 39 minutes to be exact. It is Spain against the reigning champions Turkey, the holders of the World Cup event next year, against the holders of the European Championship trophy. Already it's huge, not just for the 2 teams involved, but now there is an interest for Germany as well. For now, that's goodbye, and we'll see you in a little while.